welcome to my Xbox and Me, episode 400, and I don't know because we're at 4 o'clock in the morning over here. 1 second, I'm checking. Give me a second.
5:30.
Just give me a second. It is 5:30. You're correct. Give me a second. I'm bringing it up.
That's the time, not the
542. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one and only. It's the delusional one. It's Matt P Video.
Hello, everybody. Shall I preface this by saying we're recording this during our 24-hour stream? We are well into kind of the last, I guess, third of that stream. And so, yes, a little bit of delusion on the brain. But that's fine.
Good one. It's going to be a good one. To Fresh Crash.
Hello. Hi. Hello.
So you should have introduced Crash first, because there would be you'd have no idea that we were,
No, that's a good point.
18 hours into a 24-hour stream. It's
and
exactly
of course,
the same.
the one and only, the man of the ones and twos, it is Mr. Paul Despawn. Hello.
I can taste colours. My brain is melting.
You can taste colors. That's interesting. If you don't know, My Xbox and Me is a weekly Xbox podcast right here on youtube.com/myxboxandme and all podcast services. If you'd like to support us financially, you can head over to patreon.com/mcfixer, or you can be like many other people and go support us over on our Twitch channel as well, where people have been gifting subs, donating, and a bunch of other stuff throughout today's 24-hour stream. Speaking of, go check out the 24-hour stream. We've been playing video games, we've been podcasting, we've showed off a brand new show that we are which will be out, which was a goal that we hit last year, which is My D&D and Me, which is kind of we did the Resident Evil one shot and everybody absolutely loved it. Matt,
Thanks, guys. If you genuinely have feedback on it, put it in the Discord. Go to the MC Fixer Discord or the My Xbox and Me Discord.
My Xbox and Me. Don't go to MC Fixer. Never.
Go to that one then. Release the feedback for episode 1 if you watched it live. If you didn't, yes, episode 1 and 2 should be out soon. I think it will be 4 episodes in total, maybe 5, but probably 4.
Okie dokie. Topic of the show this week, boys, is going to be the Game Awards. We are on our last days of the Game Awards voting, and like we do every year, we vote on every single category, and we'll be doing that again this year. Just before we do that, shout out to Steezy, Sam, and Erengard as being our Patreon producers. Thank you very much, boys. So, as we always do, we vote on each category, boys. Even the categories we don't know, because it's just fun to argue with each other. And that's what we're doing for this week's episode. So, I will read out the category, I will read out the description, and then we'll have many discussions about it. Everybody good with that?
Let's do it.
Yep.
Okie dokie. Best esports team. Recognizing a specific esports team, not the full organization. Judged the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2025. We have got Gen.G, League of Legends, NRG, Valorant, Team Falcons, Dota 2, Team Liquid PH, Mobile League, Bang Bang. Didn't even know that was a game. And Team Viality, which is Counter-Strike 2. Crash, you're kind of our esports guy usually when it comes to these sorts of things. No big deal. I did go to the Munich Major for Rainbow Six. So, if you need
Funny
to
how Rainbow Six not on the list.
Mm-hmm.
On the list.
So, like, do your qualifications even matter, Fix? The only team I know of here is Gen.G, and they choked at Worlds while being the favorites to win it. So
Really?
Wow.
They choked at Worlds against the team that they normally beat. Because it was another Korean team. They're a Korean team. Another Korean team they played against that they normally beat. They choked.
Who they lose to? Do you know the team?
KT Rolster.
Oh, they're not on here either, though.
Nope.
Interesting.
I think
So who do we vote for?
I think the only one I know of is, I know of Team Liquid, but I don't know of their team for Mobile Legends. Again, we're not voting on the organization, we're voting on the specific team. And I guess the only other one for me would be NRG, because, like I said, over the last year or so, I've started getting into Valorant esports. and it's the only team
I
I've
have
seen.
no opinions on this category at all. I've got to be honest. I know none of these teams. Now, if it was Rainbow, if it was Team M80, that's my team. Obviously, they won the championship. No big deal in that. No big deal. But yeah, I have no idea. So I'll go with whatever the consensus is, boys. What are we thinking? Matt, pick one.
I defer to Crash. Genji.
I defer to Crash as well.
I defer to Crash. Are we voting for Gen G because you just said that they whiffed it this year?
I'm gonna say Team Liquid, Mobile Legends Bang Bang. The fact that they played that game at all, they deserve something.
I mean, yeah, the fact that they got nominated for playing a game called Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Yeah.
All right, Team Liquid.
I respect it. All right, next up, we have got Best Esports Athlete. The Esports Athlete judged to be the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2025, irrespective of the game. We have got Brock, Sumhard Handler. I hope I said that correctly. Valorant. Chovy. I'm not going to try and pronounce the rest of that. Ji Hun. League of Legends. Forsaken. Valorant. Cat.
Do you want me to take these?
I think
Phil, Phil, what? Go on, hit me. I wouldn't be able to get this if it weren't 5:30 in the morning. So go on.
So that would be Kakeru Watanabe for Street Fighter. Menard, also known as Sol Leonardo for Street Fighter.
Yep.
And then Ziwu or Mateo Herbal for Counter-Strike 2.
Counter-Strike 2. Crash. I go to your expertise again.
Menard.
That's who my vote would be for.
Why?
He's the only name I know of other than Chovy on this list, but Chovy's on Gen G, and we can go back to the prior conversation we had.
Whiffing it. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, those are kind of the categories that are, out of the way now, to be totally honest with you. We can get into categories that we kind of can talk about a little bit more if you want, which is Best Esports Game. For the game that has delivered the best overall esports experience to players, inclusive of tournaments, community support, and content updates, irrespective of genre or platform. Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and Valorant. So, you said you've gotten into the Valorant pro scene this year. What got you into it?
I think it's because we played it briefly for like a week, and then I started watching it.
When it comes to Xbox,
yeah. And then so then I started watching it just on the side, just to kind of like, just something to do while I was working, and you weren't streaming. And yeah, it was like, it just kind of got me hooked. And yeah, like following, I don't really have a favorite team, but like following, like their production value is really good. Like the matches are always a lot of fun to watch. It's like, they're always high level players. They're doing a lot of cool things around supporting like marginalized players as well. So they're currently doing another league at the moment where they're doing Seal. I always mispronounce that. Where they're doing like a championship for women and minorities. And yeah, it's been a really fun tournament as well for that. Watching Team Liquid Visa run rampant yesterday. In fact, yesterday. Time zones. Yes, yesterday has been a ton of fun. Yeah, no, it's just been a fun time to watch. Like also seems pretty wholesome. Kind of like conversations around it as well.
Fair enough. Crash, you watch a lot of League, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Yeah, I thought
League is the only one I watched out of this. I haven't watched any. Like I've watched Valorant last year. I don't think I watched any Valorant at all. This year really, so I can't really comment on that. But League I do watch. League did a very interesting thing this year for I think most regions. Where they introduced Fearless Draft, which is you draft your characters. You have your 5 bans and 5. You have your 5 bans on each side for every match, and then you have whatever characters every team picks. Those characters are then locked out for the rest of the set that you would play, which made very interesting picks deeper into the runs you would get. But there's kind of like a dip in quality with League this year, I think, especially as far as like the Western side's been concerned. That like I'm cool not giving it to League this year.
So you would give it to Valorant?
If Despawn thinks Valorant's been good this year, yeah, I'm not.
I'd say so.
Okay, all right, we'll go with Valorant. I assume Matt, you have no argument on this so far.
Yeah, I've got nothing. Don't really keep up to date on esports very much, but even like the kind of peripheral, newsy stuff, I haven't seen sort of circulating around the websites that I'm tangentially involved in. So I have nothing on this. Happy to go Valorant.
Fair enough. One we will be able to talk about in a little bit more depth, I would imagine, which is Content Creator of the Year. For a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the community in 2025. I'm going to pronounce names wrong, but I'll go with what I can. Kedril? Kedril, thank you. Kai Cenat, Moist Critical, Sakura, Miko, and the burnt and the burnt peanuts. Starting off with the obvious one for me, if we're picking, is probably Peanut at the moment. Peanut is absolutely everywhere when it comes to social media, whether it was Tarkov or now Ark. He's just sort of blown up out of absolutely nowhere, it feels like, and every one of your favorite streamers wants to play games with Peanut. And I don't think it's because of a skill level thing. It's not because he's good at video games. It's because he's a great content creator, which is something I feel like has been lost in the art of content creating maybe over the last 5 years. Probably since COVID, maybe, if I'm being honest with you. Of like someone who's actually, yes, they're using the tools of playing a video game to make money, sure. But you watch Peanut stream and it's like, he has his own language with like the gooping and all that crap. He's very creative. Again, the guy's a fucking VTuber that's a peanut. Like, if you write down what he is on a piece of paper, I think most people over the age of 30 are like, what the fuck is this? And then you watch it and you're like, oh my God, I'm enamored. I want to watch it nonstop.
I was so confused when I started hearing his name and I didn't even know him. And then I saw his model and I was like, what's going on? I don't get it at all. But yeah, he has a certain level of charisma that isn't like sort of like natural, like just the way you behave. It's very performative charisma.
Yes.
Which I think is very interesting. I think nobody else really has here other than like Kai Cenat. I don't know Sakura Miko at all, so I can't really speak on them.
Yeah, the three that I know very well is obviously Moist Critical, Kai, and the Burnt Peanut. I agree with you. I think and again, obviously cancelled but the only person I can really put in the same category as the Burnt Peanut is like Dr. Disrespect. When it comes to like being a character of like do you know what I mean by that? Not the person themselves, obviously, but like somebody that when they're streaming, you're like, okay, you're a character. Like that's like you can very obviously tell you're a character. You're doing things like the clips that I keep seeing is like him convincing people to pick him up in Ark Raiders. And it's like, and then like the other creators he plays with, like screaming and shouting, like, how does he keep doing this? It's like because he's a charismatic person, and obviously he's got an army of people behind him. He's been obviously the creator behind the whole the Bunganators versus all these other factions in Ark. Which again, this is just something that a bunch of creators made, but all off of the back of him. The guy's averaging like 40,000 viewers now. When he's on Twitch, he does streams over on Kick as well and stuff. Obviously, get that bread, do you, bro? But yeah, I think for me, don't get me wrong, Kai is amazing at what he does. Like, I think the problem is like Kai's amazing at what he does, but he does like his Mafia funds and then he's now disappeared again, right? Which he's probably planning some other big thing. He's done stuff with LeBron this year when he shaved his hair. He's worked with probably every celebrity there is. Kai's probably the closest thing we have to like Ninja crossover, if I'm being honest with you. Where like Ninja was the crossover king at one point, the Drake stuff, and then, Travis Scott, all this other people. Kai has definitely taken that role of like the mainstream streamer, in my opinion, where Burnt Peanut is still, to me, a gamer's streamer, if you know what I mean.
I was going to say, for this award, it feels kind of weird to give it to Kai off of the fact that I don't think when you look at him, it's a gaming award sort of situation.
The issue is,
and if you make the argument, that the reward itself isn't for gaming,
No, no,
which would be the
no.
argument you have. The problem with that is then iShowSpeed should also be on this list if we're going to be.
That wasn't going to be my argument. My argument was
Okay.
going to be he's done the marathons of the game stuff that he did this year as
Sure,
well.
but like, you're not wrong, but like those have come and gone. Like people don't really talk about them. They don't have that lasting impression.
Yeah, that's the issue, right? But like,
Yeah.
they did happen. I think that's probably part of the reason why he's in this and up for this.
Yeah,
award
yeah,
as
no,
well,
for sure.
because of the long not mafia like the marathons he's done. Like he did Elden Ring. He did
Elden Ring was last year. I'm not mistaken.
I'm just saying, yeah. But
Yeah,
what I'm saying
no,
is
yeah,
he's done
got you.
stuff
Okay.
like that
Yeah.
this year. Not as many, I don't think, but he has done gaming stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then Moist Critical, I think, is just a overall great YouTuber. And if you don't know anything about Moist Critical, he's literally turned off the ability to donate money to him across the board, and been like, "Hey, I make enough money. Please do not spend your hard-earned money on me. I'm rich." And like, I don't think there's many people in the world that would do that, to be honest with you. And it obviously makes fantastic content and commentaries on the games industry at large and stuff. But for me, it's between Kai and the Burnt Peanut. I'm more towards the Burnt Peanut. Matt, do you know of any of these people? Where are you at with this?
Yeah, I think I'm torn because I feel like Kai has like owned the last couple of years. Like you know, you talked about the Elden Ring stream. He did the Mafia one as well. Like, and it's not just streaming the game. It's the set.
No.
It's the house. It's the you know, it's so much effort goes into it to make it really special. And then, you know, when they're doing the like marathon stuff, he's got like Roger Clark on with him, right? And they're talking about Red Dead 2 and doing stuff like that. So, and I think he breathes new life into like Elden Ring and Night Rain and stuff like that, right? Like, and I get it was last year. Whereas the Burnt Peanut, I feel like I had no idea who he was 6 weeks ago. Do you know what I mean? And so, like,
Interesting.
if you're gonna go, who has been the biggest content creator streamer of this year? Right now, in this moment, just the Burnt Peanut. But has it been this year? Does that value the entire year? Like, I get that the Burnt Peanut has cropped up in the last 6 weeks. Been doing Tarkov.
No, it's
and
not
stuff,
been
but
that. That's not been. He's not been the last 6 weeks. It's been a couple of years. It's been growing.
I get it. I get it. But
yeah, but
from
not
a,
like
from a mainstream looking in point of view,
sure.
you know, of like you've seen the TikToks, you've seen the headlines that Kai has got over the last 2-3 years, and Burnt Peanut seems to have cropped up in the last 6 weeks. I understand it's not that, but that's the way it feels with Arc Raiders.
But
I feel like the argument you're making for Burnt Peanut, you could probably make for Adriel, and I don't know Sakura, so I don't know what game she talks about, so I can't really, or like what games she plays or anything, so I can't talk about it. But I'd assume it's a very similar conversation to her as well. Of like they're very big in a certain region where it is.
I'm sure.
In fact, like what Matt's saying, it's Isonet like sort of transcends a lot of those conversation points.
And I think to a certain extent, Moist Critical does as well. Like, even more so, not even more so, but like, has even more legacy than Kai, right? Like, has been around for so much longer. And so, like, why this year to recognize them? Is it because they've made this big deal of not needing any more money, essentially, right? And like, that's put them on another level of recognition. Maybe.
Potentially.
I think, like, honestly, between those three, for me, it's like a coin flip of like, I think you could absolutely argue it either way. I think, right now, I think I would vote Burnt Peanut because I think, like, what they've done for Arc Raiders has been, like, really interesting. And, like, they've changed and altered the community of that game in a really interesting way that I've never seen another content creator do. And so I would vote for them for that reason.
Agreed. Go on, Daisy.
I think it's Burnt Peanut.
So I'm probably gonna get downvoted. Like I think you guys are all leaning to Burnt Peanut, but I'm leaning more towards Kai, specifically for the wording of this category of like who's made an important and positive impact on the community in 2025. And I think the amount of work that Kai has done, not just this year, but the last few years, to like introduce the mainstream communities into like Twitch and gaming discourse, and having them involved in that and opened like fresh eyes to it, has had probably a bigger impact than Burnt Peanut making a fun community around Dark Raiders.
Here, I don't disagree with that, but how much of that has been this year as opposed to what he's done previously? He's been doing this for like the past 2-3 years, and this is content creator of the year of this year. And I don't know if he's had that sort of impact this year. Like, I'm not disagreeing. I think 100% you're absolutely correct. Like, I think Matt mentioned the Elden Ring stuff he did. I think that is actually like super huge. I don't know if he's had that impact this year for me to like say it's Kai Cenat.
Yeah,
Like I say, I'm not going to argue for any one way or the other, because I'll be honest, like I don't like watch a lot of Kai's stuff. I don't think I've watched anything beyond short form for Burnt Peanut as well. So like I don't really have a leg in this race. I just feel like the one that fits more in that kind of category for what's been described to me on like just a surface level feels like Kai more than anyone else.
Of the three that are sitting here, right? Like Kai, Moist Critical, and Burnt Peanut from our conversation. Peanut's the only one that I look at as a gamer, like through and through. And I know that Moist Critical and Kai play games. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like of like if I was to compare myself to what I do as a streamer full time, right? I look at Peanut. It's like someone who is on the platform 7 to 8 hours a day playing video games. Don't get me wrong, he's doing other content as well, but mainly it's him being a big personality while playing video games, and that is a lost art in content creation now. And I think that's why for me I go with him over the other two, because again, the impact that Kai's had, and I agree with you, it may be bigger, but it's been bigger over a longer span. Like obviously getting LeBron on Twitch is no small feat. Like, let's be honest. But he weren't there to play NBA 2K with him.
Yeah,
he was there to cut his hair. So, you know, and again, that doesn't take away from the achievement of what it is, and obviously the Matthew-a-thon and all the other stuff. But to see someone who is like an out-and-out gamer and a VTuber at that as well, because again, I think for me, I've never quite understood VTubing. I still don't think I quite understand it to that next level, but he does it in such a funny way because he's a peanut, and it's all the different costumes that this peanut is dressed in, and like it's just the whole thing. So yeah, for me, I would pick the Burnt Peanut, but I'm open to what everybody else wants. But that's where I would go.
I've got no preference either way. I just wanted to put my 2 cents in on why Kai's deserving as well.
Lock in the peanut. Lock in
that peanut.
Okie dokie. Peanut it is. Most anticipated game is our next category, recognizing an announced game that has demonstrably, thank you, illustrated potential to push the gaming medium forward. 007 First Light, Grand Theft Auto 6, Marvel's Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem, or The Witcher. Let's have the conversation. I think we all, but let's have the conversation nonetheless. Because I do think it's an interesting one, especially considering how they word this category as well, which is like, don't get me wrong, I love how James Bond is 007 First Light's looking at the moment. I think it's going to be a great game. I don't think it's going to push the gaming medium forward, which is what this category is, right? Yeah. And that's how they've marked it. That's what they've put. Wolverine, again, there ain't nobody on this panel going to sit here, I assume, and say Insomniac won't make an amazing Wolverine game. It's going to be a great game. Is it going to be a revolutionary game? I don't think so. I'm the biggest Resident Evil fan on the panel.
No, you're not.
I am. No. Requiem isn't doing anything. Mr. Resident Evil 5 there. Requiem isn't doing anything that looks that special that is going to move gaming forward. The Witcher is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah,
and I think realistically it's between those two.
Important to note also, those are the two that we haven't seen
gameplay
anything really of what they're doing that would like fit that like sort of argument, but it's the tenure of those studios that sort of like make that argument. I would probably go Witcher 4, and I understand this is going to lose Witcher 4 simply because I'm more interested in that, and that's a more for me over the two. But
my question is, sorry to cut you up, but my question is, do you generally think that CD Projekt Red is going to push the gaming medium forward more with The Witcher 4 than Grand Theft Auto is going to happen with Rockstar?
Yes. I think they'll both have similar impacts. I don't think one will be a clear cut. I think that as far as you look at open world RPGs, and what they're capable of doing and you can do in those worlds, I think Witcher 4 will have a similar effect on the type of games that come after it in that genre as GTA 5 will within the genre of those type of games as well.
Yeah, I
In
think
just different ways.
Yeah, I think on paper it's very easy to go, oh, it's clearly GTA 6, like I joked at the beginning, but like I don't think people like can overstate the kind of impact that Witcher 3 had on like RPGs for a long time.
Sure.
The way that their quest systems worked, just the combat system, like that game had a lasting effect. Like, does it have the same kind of effect that GTA's had? Probably not. But I think I think it's the fact that it's got that sleeper potential of having just as much of an impact.
Matt?
Sorry, I was sneezing. Yeah, I'm really torn on it. You know, we were discussing on the 24-hour stream, or maybe before, I can't remember, about like GTA 5's shooting mechanics, like not being up to snuff. And were they better in Red Dead? And like talking about that and going back and forth on it. I guess, yeah, my feeling is like, what would push the industry further? I think CD Projekt Red obviously won't release The Witcher 4 until it's ready. Like, they've been stung hard by Cyberpunk. And so I think The Witcher 4, The Witcher 4 could release in a more advanced state than GTA 6. Like, I can't quite imagine, other than visual fidelity, what GTA 6 is going to do that would be like groundbreaking, never before seen, crazy. This is what's pushing the industry forward.
We said this about GTA 5. We said
So what
this
was
about
GTA 5? So
Red Dead.
what specifically did GTA 5 do that pushed the industry forward for you?
It gave us 3 playable characters that were seamless
Sure.
with a world that was living.
Sure.
Like
How many games have had that seamless transition?
zero.
Spider-Man.
So how is that pushing the medium forward?
Wait. What do you mean Spider-Man?
Spider-Man did do
2
that. No?
has
You can switch between.
seamless.
But
character
what
switching.
came first?
Yeah, GTA.
No, but that's what I'm saying. What
That's what
followed?
we're
Like, what
talking
pushed the
about.
industry forward? Like,
Well,
if you're
no,
saying it pushed the industry forward, it brought new stuff to the industry that the industry chased and wanted to imitate and like
No,
wanted to do.
I don't think that's what is pushing the medium forward. I think it's the showing what can be done in games that's not been done before.
Sure, I
Right?
agree with you,
Like,
Fix. I think
because-
that is a good
just because-
example. Of
Let me.
sorry, go on. Yeah, go on.
No, just because for me, it's like just because everyone doesn't adopt the thing. Not every open world has a when you go into a different part of the map, which is up north, has the radio change. GTA does, right? And that doesn't just because everyone doesn't adopt that doesn't mean that it's not one of those amazing feats.
Of
You
course.
go under a bloody tunnel and the radio cuts out. Like, it's all those little things that does push our medium forward. Doesn't mean everybody adopts it. Like, there's so much stuff in Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2, I think, is one of the most unappreciated games ever. Like, the way we don't look at Red Dead Redemption 2 and go, they did this, this, and this. And I think it's because it's a Western.
I don't agree with that.
Okay.
When Dead Redemption 2 had come out, everybody talked about all the small stuff that came out. The problem is Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't GTA, so it seems like it gets forgotten in comparison to GTA, but everything seems like it gets forgotten in comparison to GTA by its just like sheer size.
The point to the question was though, right? Like, what do they do? Like, for me, it's the seamless open world. It's a living, breathing world. Even when you are a standstill character, in GTA 5, there is no world before it that felt like that. That the world was still going. For me, to that level of magnitude, which GTA does. And I think with GTA, the question what you said, Matt, is like, what is it gonna do? I don't know, and that's the exciting part for me, right? Like, I don't know what they're gonna do, and that's that's the hardest job they have, is to literally meet expectations and then surpass them.
I think both have the opportunity to have NPCs react to you and the world in a way that no other game's done. And
Agreed.
I think both will go after that. Like, I think, Cyberpunk launched and it was that classic thing of I can shoot my gun in the air and nobody reacts. And that isn't the case anymore in Cyberpunk.
Mhm.
Or I can shoot a car and nothing happens or whatever, right? Like, GTA's always been quite good at that. But I do think that there is now potentially a thing that will jump, right? Like, people talk about in those GTA trailers, like the variety of NPCs you see on the beach, and they're handing each other sunscreen, and maybe you can get sunburn or not, and da-da-da. And I think it's those things that could, like, really push GTA and be that thing that's like the level of detail in these NPCs is like nothing you've ever seen. But I think Witcher will probably go for the same sort of thing. Probably done very differently. Obviously, very different worlds, very different games. But like,
yeah,
I think they're the things that could push. Like we know GTA 6 is going to have character switching, like GTA 5 did, and we have we assume we're having two characters.
we don't know that though.
Well, I guess we don't, but like
we don't
we're
know that. We
assuming
literally don't know that. Like, that's not something we know. Yeah, I think most people assume it because GTA 5 had 3 characters and now we've got 2 playable characters. I don't know if I assume that, to be honest with you.
I think like going off this question, going off this description, I'm more inclined to agree with Crash. I think The Witcher 4 has more potential to push the industry forward further than GTA 6 does.
Why?
Because I think Rockstar isn't what it once was.
I agree with you there.
I think like Rockstar is now. Like they made a shift to focus on GTA Online. They made a shift to buy the roleplay servers and they don't have the houses anymore. They don't have Leslie.
They have
Benzie
a Hauser.
They have a Hauser. You're right. Sorry. They don't have the Hauser brothers as a collective unit anymore. Like it's a different thing. And so I'm very optimistic that GTA 6 will be great. But I don't necessarily know. Well, I don't know if it can live up to the hype. I don't think as perfect as it could ever be, it could live up to the hype because it's more hyped than anything we've ever seen ever. Like, do you know what I mean? So I don't know.
I just think we said the same about GTA 4 though. Like when that game came out, the same thing happened, and GTA 5 came out, and we were like, "Fucking hell!" Like this is crazy. Like I say, I don't disagree. If you didn't tell me why The Witcher 4 though is my
because I think I have more faith in CD Projekt Red to be that team now.
I have
after they've been wounded by Cyberpunk. Sorry, Crash, go on.
I think if you look at Cyberpunk from the way it started to what you get by the product when you get the 1.6 launch with Phantom Liberty.
Yeah.
Like that drastic of a change in them understanding just the way they're developing that game more from the way they do the first person perspective of action sequences in the base game. The action sequences in Liberty City is something that you don't really get in those first person RPGs, the way just the understanding and wanting to bring players into that narrative more. I think ultimately, whichever game you end up picking in this, I think it's a preference for, or not even a preference for studio, but sort of what studio you feel like is going to reach for that bag more. And I think when you look at GTA, Grand Theft Auto 6, I don't think there's as big of a need for GTA to go above and beyond 5, other than their own want. Whereas with Witcher, with CD Projekt Red, especially after Cyberpunk, there's more of a need and a want for CD Projekt Red to do that.
Yeah, I think like you've GTA 6 is guaranteed revenue.
Yeah.
GTA 6 could be terrible. It will make all of the money.
Yes.
Witcher 4 doesn't have that now because people will go, well, people, really engaged people like us will go, whoa, Hangfire, maybe not a day one purchase. Cyberpunk was a shit show. Let's wait for reviews. Let's see what the word is on it. I think that matters. Like, they're going to go, no, you can trust us. They need to win the trust back. Whereas Rockstar don't need to win trust. Rockstar already have all the trust. So there's a different motivation.
Could I'm not saying this is my opinion, I'm saying the argument for it though. Could the argument not be said, like, when it comes down to like just sheer money at this point though? Like, we all know how much money's gone into GTA over the last 13 years. Just from a revenue perspective, more money means better game. That's what, on the surface. I'm not saying that's what I think, but I think that's what people would be led to believe, right? And there's going to be more resources put into GTA, probably more manpower, probably more money than into The Witcher 4.
Yeah, but
again,
I don't.
I think it's an interesting conversation.
The game with the biggest budget this year will not be the game that wins Game of the Year.
I agree, but I also don't think Witcher's going to come out next year. So,
well, that's also.
But this isn't for next year. This is not. This is not for next year. Nowhere does it say for next year.
No,
then I agree. Then it would be a no.
And we also know we've seen it this year. You know, the better war game with the bigger budget and the bigger company is the one that sold more and people like more, right? It's Call of Duty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hard to tell 'cause it's on Game Pass. How can you really denote the sales?
Yeah, you know, it's people. Yeah. Good point.
You can't really use Steam DB as like a barometer, but
Xbox, is that you? What are you doing in this podcast? Jesus.
I don't think there's a wrong answer between those two. I do think it's like a clear cut between those two, and it's like a personal preference from that point.
I think
Despawn. Well, where are you? Sorry, let me bring Despawn in real quickly. Like, where are you leaning?
So again, it's the thing in here of like, what has the potential to push the gaming medium forward? Honestly, my mind goes to like GTA. I think what we've seen so far from the two trailers, and if you've seen the leak footage as well, I guess. But specifically from the trailers, I think the nuance in the character designs and how the character models move, I think, is pretty damn unique, like realistic for what they're working with. Granted, the tech demo from The Witcher has similar vibes to it, but yeah, I think the potential of how GTA is going to handle such a huge kind of like living NPC base, and I think the way that they're going to push that to the next level, I think will possibly influence people a lot more than a barren open world RPG is going to do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what do we want to vote for then? You've got two for Witcher, two for GTA.
I will flip to GTA because, like you said, we know it's coming out next year. And therefore, if you're ignoring the description of this award, but going off the title, what is my most anticipated game? It's GTA, because it's actually coming soon, coming at some point. Well, yeah, but do we believe it? I don't know.
That's maybe. Whatever, but we have a release date. Yeah,
I certainly believe it will release before The Witcher, and therefore I am more anticipated for GTA than I am The Witcher.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I don't need to change my vote then. Best adaptation, recognize an outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. We have got the Minecraft movie, Devil May Cry, Splinter Cell, Death Watch, The Last of Us Season 2, and Until Dawn. I've seen 3 of the 5. Crash, how many have you seen?
I've seen 1, and I want to really quickly say that it, under no circumstance, should be anywhere in this topic, and the fact that it's in this topic, I am greatly offended.
Perfect. Despawn, how many have you seen?
One, and if I feel like it might be the same one, and therefore I am also deeply offended that it is even in this list.
Interesting. Matt, how many have you seen?
Yeah, I don't know why we're being coy about it. I've seen the Minecraft movie and I've seen
Oh,
The Last
oh.
of Us.
They're not talking about the Minecraft movie.
No.
No.
They're talking about Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're talking about Devil May
It's-
Cry. No, if you want to let's not get it twisted. I've seen Minecraft movie, Last of Us, and Until Dawn.
Mhm.
Minecraft movie is a faithful adaptation.
Sure.
You don't think so?
I mean, faithful adaptation's weird. I'd say it's like, what is it adapting?
It's putting real people into a Minecraft world.
Sure. I feel like it's a fresh take on Minecraft. I guess you'd call it an adaptation. Yeah, I guess.
It's not an
I
adaptation.
guess it's fine.
I kind of agree with Matt. I don't know if like when you look at Fallout, right, the Fallout TV show, that's like an adaptation, and that's like it's pretty 1-to-1, right?
Mhm.
I feel like there's
Yeah,
One
same
to
with
one
Last
to
of Us.
what?
comedic liberties and like
Against-
there's
it's
there's
like-
just
I mean, it's canon. with the
tonal, like
games.
there's a tonal like flip of the knob to turn it into what it is.
What? And you don't think Minecraft? You haven't seen Minecraft, so you don't.
What do you mean? I from the trailers. Let me just stay strictly from the trailers.
It's Minecraft. It's a Minecraft world.
Everything's square.
Jack
Except for
Black,
Jack
when
Black.
you play Minecraft, you're like,
I don't think
no, because that's
necessarily
not. That's what we're
matters,
saying.
because-
We're talking about we're talking about the adaptation, though, right? Like the whole point of the film is like putting real people into that world, right? That's what the film is.
but okay, I get what you're saying, but okay, I
think,
just
like,
don't
hey,
think I
look,
agree.
look.
I don't.
Here's
I
what
don't
you'd
think
say, right? Let me give you an example that I think will help. If in The Last of Us Season 2, spoilers for The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2
That's fine. Yeah.
games. If in The Last of Us Season 2, they decided to keep Joel alive,
Yeah.
would you have an issue with the description of this category saying recognizing a outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium?
No, it's still an adaptation.
So you'd still be fine with it being in here, like you'd
Of
be
course,
like, yeah,
it's
okay,
still
there's an
an
argument. to
it's
be had.
still an
Okay, then that's fine.
adaptation.
That's fine.
Like-
Then I agree, and I think we're on the same page, and I think that's fine.
Yeah, like put it this way, I've seen Until Dawn, right? It's nothing like Until
Exactly.
Dawn,
Exactly.
but it's an adaptation and it's their take on it. Now, should it be in this category? If we're going by faithfully, fuck no. Like, let's be totally honest. But I don't think you can. There's not a stretch there for Minecraft, if we're being
So-
honest. Like,
No,
it
You're
was-
not
it
saying
was-
Minecraft is done in bad faith. It's not sort of like
Absolutely not.
yeah.
I was gonna say perversing, but like
No,
whatever,
really
I think
is
ultimately-
twisting like the
Yeah.
core idea and concept of it.
Yeah,
no,
I
no,
I
it's
think
not, yeah.
I think if you're doing the side by side compare, let's just quickly take like Minecraft movie and Until Dawn movie. Minecraft movie feels like the script writers are like fans of that world and have written a story based around that world. Until Dawn
Fans
is very
a stretch.
yeah, no, but let's
Let's
just
go
but
with
They
let's go with
understand
they
it to a
know
degree.
of the world.
let
yeah.
me land.
Okay.
Whereas Until Dawn very much feels like a TV studio or a movie studio got given the premise of Until Dawn and went, I like it, but I think we could write it better. And that's pretty much what that film is.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest. I think
That
for
feels like
this,
an old version of what Hollywood treats gaming adaptations.
To jump in,
Yeah.
I think it's more with Until Dawn. It's more we can't put out films anymore without it being tied to an IP that will get people to go and see it, good or bad. So we've got this premise of a film, this structure of like kind of cabin in the woodsy, blah 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 blah. How do we then put the quote unquote Until Dawn into this film?
Yeah.
Which, if you haven't seen the film, it's kind of hard to explain, but like they keep coming back alive and doing the same thing again and blah 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 blah. Like, which is obviously the premise of like you play the game over and over again and try to keep people alive. That's like there's a whole thing here, but it's not faithful. It shouldn't even be in this list.
Mhm.
But like I say, this is not. I don't know why we're caught up on Minecraft here. To be totally honest,
Yeah.
yeah,
like,
no.
I'm just saying like
if
whether or not I like Minecraft or not, which I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
It's a kids movie that's been adapted and is faithful to the world.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like-
I think Minecraft
I-
has
I-
a good chance of winning this.
Yeah.
So
I think
I think Last of Us,
I agree.
because I watched Last of Us. Again, I don't think it's. I think the problem with Last of Us 2 is season 2 is it's not as good as season 1,
No.
but nor is the game. So
Mm,
for me, so we already know the story is the issue. Like if you didn't know the story of season 2, the ending of that story is such a oh my fucking god,
Mm-hmm.
and then boom, we've got to wait all this time for season 3 to see how that plays out. Like you would think that's the most crazy thing ever, but because we've been gamers and we've played Last of Us 2, we know the story, we know the ending, we know what's coming, so it doesn't have as big an impact. But for faithfully and authentically, which is what this category is, it's 100% Last of Us through and through.
I got no arguments. Like I said, as long as Devil May Cry gets nowhere near that final 30
100%.
moment.
I don't
God
care what
awful.
one's on
Awful.
as long as it's not Devil
Awful.
May Cry. So bad. It's so bad.
So bad. Yeah, I'm fine
you
with Last
think,
of Us
Matt?
season 2.
I'm torn between Minecraft and Last of Us, because, well, we're not saying what we think will win. We're saying what we would vote for,
Yeah.
Yes,
and therefore I would say Last of Us.
perfect.
Yeah.
Me too. Cool. Best multiplayer game for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experience, irrespective of game genre or platform. Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6, Elden Ring Night Rain, Peak, and Split Fiction.
So, up until about how long is it? I don't know how long it's been out, like 2 months maybe, let's say that. I would have given this to Battlefield. Like Battlefield had its hooks in me. I was like, this is my Battlefield is back was the phrase, right? I was here for it. I was here for Battlefield. I haven't launched Battlefield since maybe the time we did that one run of RedSec, and then Ark came out, and all other games are done, except for Ball Pit, which I'm all about. But yeah, no, Arc Raiders is 100% like the multiplayer experience for me this year.
The online multiplayer experience. See, this is where it gets a bit sticky because Split Fiction is amazing.
I've heard good things. I've not played it. I don't have a chance yet.
It is amazing. From the little that I have played, it's amazing. But the issue is, it's up against Arc Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
And I've not played a game this year. I've not played a game in the last 4 years that has given me the satisfaction of what Arc Raiders gives me.
It's, I think for me,
Single player, multiplayer,
it's the different facets of it all. It's like, it's not just like it's a straight up PvP shooter, like a multiplayer game. It's the fact that it's the PvE elements of it all. It's the way that you will cooperate with randoms, taking down a big boss. It's the way that you and your squad will go up against another squad, and those like the classic PvP moments. And then it's all of these like doing missions together, or like coming across a random leaper just in the wild and like taking it on with another squad that's shooting it from another side, and then fighting that squad over the parts. It's like, it's such a unique multiplayer experience. There's like nothing quite in this list. Nothing touches it, I don't think. Matt's got thoughts.
Yeah, I think for me, like Split Fiction doesn't quite hit the heights of enjoyment for me that It Takes Two did. The development studio's previous game, and therefore I don't think I would vote for it here. I guess I'm torn between Peak and Arc Raiders, and I think I have a soft spot for Aggro Crab. But yeah, I think I would go Arc Raiders. My initial instinct was, well, I prefer playing Arc Raiders single player, and therefore I don't think it should win this. But it's still inherently like, a lot of the enjoyment comes from it still being multiplayer, even if I'm playing it single player.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the interaction with other people and stuff like that. So,
I think
I think it's Arc Raiders for me.
I think it being enjoyable single player like online as well is sort of like a check on the list of like benefits it has. The fact that that experience isn't ruined if you're running solo. I don't think that experience is ruined no matter what the squad size is. Whereas like even if you look at like a Battlefield, if you're running the BR and you're 3 people in a squad, that experience is a downgrade because you have that one random person.
Yep.
Not to say they'll ruin the whole experience necessarily, but it is like sort of a downgrade. Where I don't think you get that in Arc Raiders. Yeah, it's a toss up for me between Arc Raiders and Battlefield 6, and I don't have a clear cut reference to either of them.
When was the
I'd
last
probably
time you played
lean.
Battlefield?
What was that?
When was the last time you played Battlefield?
Probably the last time I played. Not too far off the last time I played Arc Raiders. I've only played Arc Raiders with you. I've only played Battlefield with other friends.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think like
Yeah.
for me, Arc Raiders feels unique and fresh in a way that Battlefield
I was gonna
is
say
great,
Mhm.
but like Battlefield is more Battlefield.
Been
And
there,
I get
done
it's
that.
bigger and better and it's prettier and it's the things, but like Arc Raiders feels unique.
I disagree with you in a sense of like it's the same Battlefield, only because Battlefield felt like shit for years.
right, but
Like-
it's
The
like
core
it's gone
experience
back
is
to
still.
what it's gone back
yeah.
to. Yes,
yeah,
100%.
it's
Like, it has gone
having
back to what we love about Battlefield.
Sure.
it's having that home, like that recipe from like your childhood, like whoever made, and it's like
Yeah.
you've had different versions of it in different places to finally having it back at home that your mother or whoever makes it, and you're like, oh, this hits where it needs to hit, and that's what happened with Battlefield, right? It is that old timey, like this is peak what I remember Battlefield, whether it is what it was or whatever the case is. This is what Battlefield has always been to me situation with that.
Kind of,
Where
yeah.
Arc Raiders is a fresh new, it feels like a fresh new experience.
Exactly
Yeah.
that. Battlefield is great and familiar, whereas Arc Raiders is great and fresh and new. Or at least that's how it feels to me. And so that's why I'd lean towards Arc Raiders, I think.
Yeah. I also feel like the loop of the two, I just feel more comfortable in saying Arc is a better loop. Whereas like in Battlefield, it's like you win the game or you unlock a camo or whatever. Whereas in Arc, I feel like I get a toaster and I know that toaster is going to go towards this thing. And I know when I upgrade that, that's going to do this. And it's a whole thing. And it's a quest system that's linked to everything, that's unlocking like lore in the world. I think it's such a interesting like experience. Whereas Battlefield, like I said, Battlefield is it feels like classic Battlefield when it was good, and that's not a negative on it at all. Like Battlefield is good again, and I'm happy for that. But like I don't think about going back to Battlefield when I've got Arc.
I think I'm gonna push back on that one specific thing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, Fix, because you'll know more about what I'm about to say. Is the stuff you're talking about the quests and completing them and like upgrading and all that stuff, like you get specific things. That's in Escape from Tarkov as well, right?
I believe so. There are
So that's
quest
not a
lines
full,
as
like
well.
as much as you're saying like that's a fresh new experience, that isn't like fully.
No, but
But
it's a new
accurate
experience for
either.
me.
No, I get what I'm saying, but
Yeah.
I'm just like sort of just to make that point as well.
Yeah,
Not
but I
that
feel
it
like,
should sway that what we decide or
No.
anything like that. Just
I mean, I think we've already decided, but yeah.
yeah, it's yeah.
I mean, yeah. No, I'm not even gonna bother carry on because we'll talk about more Arc in a second.
We've
I'm
got like
sure.
25 other.
Where was we?
We're on best sports and
multi-clouds.
racing
Best
now.
sport. Thank you. Best sports / racing for the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing game. We have EA FC 26, Formula 1 25, Mario Kart World, Rematch, and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I've played 4 of the 5 of these games. Can you guess which one I've not played?
You didn't play the best one, Fix. That is crazy. You have not played Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, which wins this category by default. It's got my boy Sonic in it. It's got Pac-Man in it. It's got whoever else. Well, I think it got
Whoever
SpongeBob
else.
now. I don't know. It's the
got the-
Fortnite of racing games.
Mhm.
Okay.
Got the dude from Yakuza.
Matt, we'll start with you on this one. Where do you get taken in this category?
I've not played any of these games.
Okay, well you're the worst person to start with.
When the screen popped up, I went, fuck, I want to play Rematch. Why haven't I played Rematch yet? So I'd vote Rematch because I wish I'd played Rematch.
You would hate Rematch now.
You would.
Really?
Well,
Why?
yeah,
'Cause
because
it's got,
everyone's
like,
good at the
what's-
game.
Oh, okay.
Like Rematch was fun for a week when it first came out because no one knew how to play the game. Now everyone knows how to play the game. Yeah. So for me, I put a lot of time into FIFA. EAFC. EAFC this
EA
year.
Sports FC.
Mainly being pro clubs mode, which was so much fun. I'm glad they finally upgraded that mode. It still isn't fantastic. It still needs a lot of work. But that's about it. Formula One this year. This Formula One game is actually very good. They've cancelled Formula One 26 and they're doing a DLC upgrade on Formula One 25 to put more time into Formula One 27, which is really interesting from EA because that's not something you would expect from them, to be honest with you. Mario Kart World is an interesting one, and I don't know if it's my Nintendo bias here, but it's like when you have a game that you buy a system for, I'm sure that has to hold some sort of weight. Like it does. Now, is the game amazing?
So
I don't
Just to-
know. I don't know if it's amazing. I think it's good.
yeah, so my thing with that is, I mean, me and you, we bought it on the not on the game, on the promise of the game, and I don't think the
Sure.
game held up to that promise. I
Interesting.
think
I
the couple of times I played it, and then I don't think I've touched my Switch since because I've not had the drive to go back and play this game. Like it just it did not get its hooks in me. I'll be honest, I don't like the open worldness of it all.
So
I think that
two
loses
things.
something for me. Go on.
One, I've had access to this game and I've had no one play it whatsoever. Not that necessarily says anything about the game. Let me just
Yeah.
throw that out there. Two, from people I've heard talk about this game, and this is gonna be tangentially, you guys can both like chime in on this. A big question on why the game has open world other than this sort of want or need to be different and not doing anything with that open world. Which
That's
is
facts.
Mhm.
very un-Nintendo, I feel like. A lot of times when Nintendo adds stuff, people will question like, why does it have that? And they experience it and they're like, oh, this is why that experience exists. And from my understanding, that's never answered with Mario Kart.
No, it's
I
not.
don't think
It's
so.
don't get me wrong. I've beat it. I beat all the maps, beat all the cups. So I played it enough to enjoy, and I enjoyed my time with it. There's nothing better than when you a Nintendo console that you sit down with the missus and play it in front of the big TV, you know, and like just having that experience for a few hours is amazing. But I can't sit here and argue with you that I've not been compelled to go back to it at all. Like if a DLC dropped for it, I don't think I would buy it at this point.
Mhm.
But I do think out of these 5 games, it's probably my favorite experience. So, yeah, and I think that's what you'll remember. We are going against these 5 games in front of us, and we're gonna meme about Sonic Cross Racing, but none of us played it.
So here's my
Did
thing.
you not
though.
even play it, Crash?
No, I have no interest in. I will say, if I were to play any of these games and actively choose to play it, it would probably be Sonic Racing because I really enjoyed the last Sonic Racing, the game they have, and I don't like Mario Kart for like from what I saw of Mario Kart is like I can load up the last Mario Kart and have the same experience.
We
Or
missed a
not the
trick.
same experience, but enough of
Similar,
a similar experience to it that I don't need that new one.
Yeah, we missed a trick not getting codes for Crossworlds for the 24-hour stream. That would have been love.
No, Fix would enough. Fix would have vetoed that.
Yeah, I'm not playing Sonic games. Ugh. I was gonna say though, like if we're talking about those experiences, let's just like Fixer for you specifically. Like, does Rematch not come into the conversation, considering how much
Not
fun
even-
you had on open comms playing with people?
Nope.
No.
I thought the game was junky. I think the game was janky as shit.
Okay. That's fine.
Like I didn't enjoy how it controlled. I didn't enjoy it. I like. Don't get me wrong. There's a difference. This is the difference between being a content creator and making fun content,
Mhm.
and the difference between being a critic for a game.
Yeah.
I don't think the game controls well on a controller, which is like wild for a football game. I
Mm.
had to play mouse and keyboard with it. to
Mm.
get it to even do what I wanted it to do, which is nuts. I just didn't. When have you heard anyone talk about a rematch since?
Yeah, no.
Like, it was one of those games that come out and like it had us all for or people for a week. I feel like no
Mhm.
one's talking about a rematch anymore. Like it came, it went. Hopefully, it made decent money for the studio that put it out. And we move on. Like, yeah. So we gotta pick one game though, boys. So what is it gonna be?
I
I'm
give my
one-
vote to you, Fix.
Yeah, I'm totally deferring to you as the sports guy.
I'm giving it to Mario Kart. Just
Alright.
because I'm giving and just I'm giving it to Mario Kart only because FIFA still isn't where it needs to be. Like EAFC, they have dropped the ball so much with EAFC, in my opinion, and it still isn't where it needs to be. Considering there is going to be a new FIFA game coming out from 2K, so heavily rumored that it's
Mhm.
surprising they haven't got this shit together yet. F1 is amazing, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't put enough time into it like I wanted to. Mario Kart's the only game that I went back to beat cups and play a handheld and using the airport and things of that nature. And Rematch, like I say, I played for literally 2 days and was like, I'm good. I don't need to play any more of this. So, yeah, that is why. Best sim/strategy game. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. We have Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalence, have I said that right?
Evilise.
Chronicles, Evenese, thank you, Chronicles. Jurassic World Evolutions 3, Sid Meier's Civilization 6, Tempest Rising, The Alters, 2 Point Museum. In my opinion, and again, the unfortunate thing here is I've only played one game on this list, which is a very big shame considering there's 3 games on this list I wanted to play, being Final Fantasy, The Alters, and 2 Point Museum. I can't believe I never got to The Alters. So annoyed at myself for that. But from the one that I have played, Final Fantasy is so good. So good. It's ridiculous how good it is.
Mhm.
Matt, I'm going to come to you just because I feel like you ain't going to have a lot to say on this. So talk to me.
I think
I've
that's gonna
played
be a lot.
more games in this category than every other category combined we've talked about so far.
Wild.
I've played Jurassic World Evolution 3. I've played Civilization 7. I've played The Alters, and I've played 2
or
Point
6,
Museum.
my bad. Yeah.
Civ 7, I think, was a bit of a letdown for a lot of the Civ community. It doesn't seem to have sort of grabbed people in the way that previous Civ games have. I didn't particularly like the new ages or eras system that they put in. So not that one. 2 Point Museum's great, but it is just more 2 Point. Kind of similar to Jurassic World Evolution 3. Like the breeding stuff they added to Jurassic World Evolution is cool with Jurassic World Evolution 3. But I don't think there's really that much there. The campaign is also actually very good. And the workshop that they added is actually very good as well, where you can sort of make creations and give them to other people and steal other people's creations. Maybe it's Jurassic World Evolution 3. I think The Alters is a bit of a weird one to have in this category, to be honest with you. But I think I would vote for it as like a game that I really, 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 really liked. But I do think it's kind of odd to sit in this category.
Yeah.
Where would you put it otherwise?
Well, I think it's way more heavy on the narrative than it is on the simulation strategy.
Yeah, I'd agree. Like, it does feel like the odd one out in this category.
Yeah, it just feels wrong.
Yeah, it feels like
But then-
because gameplay wise, it's very much a single player story or single player narrative with kind of light resource management.
But it is quite light. Like you can fuck it up. You can.
Oh yeah, no,
lose.
my
It's
first
not-
run was.
It's not
death,
like. Yeah, exactly. But I think it's weird to call it a sim strategy game.
Mhm.
I wouldn't describe it as a sim strategy game.
No.
So yeah, I guess my vote would be Jurassic World Evolution 3. But I also don't feel that strongly about it. And if you want to go Final Fantasy, then I'm happy to do that.
Crash, how many games you played
Um,
on this list?
I've played none of these games.
I think you'd like the Alters, Crash.
I don't know if I would like it. From what
Fair
you
enough.
guys have talked about it on the podcast, it does not seem like it. my sort of game. Just one thing about Final Fantasy Tactics that is a question mark for me. That
Mhm.
just more curious than anything. Is there anything other than graphics and them adding voices to the game? Did they change anything with the original?
Um,
Not
some Easter eggy
massively.
stuff, but no, not really.
Yeah.
So that's the only sort of like asterisk or question mark I'd put with it of like, is it something that should really be in the category as something that feels more like an HD remaster? Would you say it's more than an HD remaster?
Yes.
Because you didn't play the original.
The original's on the game.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can play the original on the
Oh, I
game.
didn't know that. I did not know that. Thanks. No need to be offended. I did not know that.
Hey, you, bro,
Get
yeah,
it
but
fixed.
you're
I said I
calling
didn't play
me
it. I
out.
said, look, I started it off with I didn't play it. You know what? I accuse you of not having played the original.
Yeah. So I did a side by
I say,
side as a
I
test,
don't-
and it's like, yeah, it's there's definitely like it's a weird one. So like core gameplay is exactly the same. But I feel like the graphics and the voice acting and everything like elevates it beyond just a standard remake.
Of course.
And yeah, I'm honestly like, this is a weird one because like Final Fantasy Tactics, the OG version, is like one of the best like turn-based strategy games out there, like as a tactics game. And all you're getting here is a better version of that. And it's like
Mhm.
there's not really an argument against it.
I know a better version of the best, one of the best tactical strategy games ever to be made. I know. How dare
yeah, I
they?
know. Sounds
How
right,
dare
right?
they?
I know. That's what I mean. Like,
Like-
it's not an argument at all. It's like it is one
Yeah.
of the like the best way to play this game, and you can play the original way as well for the same price. It's all in there. Yeah, I don't know. Like, so this
Yeah.
is my problem. I've only played 2 of these games. It's weird because we're talking right now about genres that I generally don't care about.
Yeah, no, me either.
Like, again, if we're talking like whole world like perspective on these games, like you say, 2 Point came across as very much more 2 Point. The Altar's unique, but kind of came and went. Not a lot of people cared. Tempest Rising, I don't know anything about that game. I'm seeing from chatters that it's like a Command and Conquer tribute kind of thing. And
Oh.
yeah, Civ 7 kind of like screwed the push. Like it lost you the Fantasy Critic this year because it was that bad.
I mean, let's be
Just saying,
clear
just
about
saying.
that.
And
Even if
then-
it scored a perfect score, I don't think Fixit wins the
Yeah,
fantasy
lots.
critic with it.
Yeah. And then Jurassic World Evolution 3 again. It's not a series that I've touched, so I can't really have a comment on it.
It's meant to be amazing.
Yeah, they're good things, but Matt, you got a face going on.
Is Tempest Rising pretty cool? Basically, Command and Conquer. It's not Command and Conquer though. It's not.
It's not a Command and
Tiberius
Conquer
Sun.
game.
It's
No,
not
no.
tied into
No.
that.
No,
Okay.
it's like an offshoot, kind of like.
Well, I got very excited
Homage.
then, thinking it was a. Maybe I should play it.
Give
I
it a
love
go.
the old Command and Conquer games.
Same.
Even
I mean,
Tiberius
it's-
Sun, which was
The
actually
issue,
shit.
the issue I got here, yeah, is we're like, oh, 2 Point Museum. It's just more 2 Point. It's like, well, okay, well, that same
I actually,
statement
I-
has to be said about Final Fantasy Tactics then.
well, I kind of think I misspoke there. Like, 2 Point Museum, I think is a significant step up in the 2 Point franchise. I think for me, it didn't connect with me because I don't care about museum shit. I'd rather run a hospital than I would a museum.
I agree with you. I think I haven't. This is the only one I've not played, and I think it's because of that reason as well. Of like, I don't care about museums. I care about
So,
hospitals. For
Old
some
games,
weird
old,
reason.
old bones are old. Who cares?
Yeah,
You
and
know?
so I didn't put that much time into 2 Point Museum, but from the chatting to devs and stuff, and they're always going to say this, and who knows how true it is, right? Until you like really dig into it. But they were talking about it like it was a really, really big step up. So there might be more there for you if you're so inclined.
So where do our hearts take us?
I like
Rex, you kinda
dinosaurs.
You gotta stay out of this,
You
Chris. You ain't
guys-
played none of them.
Yeah, no.
unfortunately.
I was gonna say I have no
Yeah.
opinion on this.
Hmm.
I have to
mean,
give it the Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah, my heart says Final Fantasy.
Go on then, do it.
Perfect. Perfect. Right. All right. Next game, best family. For the best game appropriate for families to play, irrespective of genre and platform, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Lego Party, Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and Split Fiction. I've played 3 of these games
I've played.
and really wanted to play 4. I can't believe I've not played Lego Party yet.
No, I haven't played
I've
Lego
played
Party
one.
either.
What, you played Donkey Kong, right?
Oh.
So I played Donkey Kong. I started Donkey Kong yesterday.
And
Oh, it's amazing. I was
good.
from the moment you start that game, I was like,
Surprise,
What the
right?
fuck?
It's a
I was like,
shock.
hold up. I was like, hold up, what is this? Like, so I was actually trying to play it with Haley. We were just looking at that right now.
just hiding behind your mic
Have your
stand.
faces cut off. Like,
Yeah.
You're plotting something real quick. Like,
Solid podcasting work right now, my friend.
Yeah,
Solid work.
wanted to play it with Haley in co-op. I realized very quickly that the co-op is not co-op. It's a
Play with
second
your
screen,
kid and
like,
have
play
them.
with your kid and let them just smash
Mhm.
Which
buttons
is-
and it destroys the world for you, which helps in the world. Like it does
Yeah.
help, but it just is like, oh, okay, this is not a co-op game, so there's that. But yeah, the game itself is I can see why it's up for Game of the Year just from the opening, to be
Mhm.
honest with you. Like what they've done with Donkey Kong and the fact that you can smash
anything
everything on
and
the map
everything.
is kind of wild, to be honest with you. And I think that it kind of threw me off when I started the game. I was just a bit like, huh.
You can do
Okay,
anything, and they
so
don't.
I'm punching backwards. You don't get no hand holding, no like, don't do this, do this. It's just like, oh, go on then.
Yeah.
and there's coins over
And-
there, and there's coins over there, and there's bananas over here, and there's bananas
Everything,
over
like
there.
a lot of
Like-
a lot of the stuff you'll learn as you sort of progress through those early levels are stuff that they just have unlocked right away. And if you're like somebody who likes to experiment, by the time you
Yep.
see the tutorial, you'll be like, oh, I was already able to do that, and the game didn't stop me. And they had sections where it's like, if I was thoughtful enough to experiment to do that, I would have been rewarded early on as well, which I thought.
Yeah,
What the heck?
agree. Yeah, and then like I say, Split Fiction, Mario Kart. Best game appropriate for families to play, irrespective of genre and platform. It's hard to argue against anything Nintendo, in my opinion, for stuff like this.
Just feel for it, isn't it?
Donkey Kong is very much a single player game, though. So
I don't like. Here's the argument I'm gonna make, because you're gonna talk about like the co-op and how it's not really
of
co-op.
course,
I think if you have like a 3-year-old and the 3-year-old wants to play with their father or whatever, I think this is like, I think it fits into the category of best family game. So I think it fits
Agreed.
that genre very well.
And I think
Agreed.
on the flip side of that, it's also like it's not just like what game, because it's not best multiplayer game or that you could that's PG. It's like you know that you could give Bonanza to a 3-year-old and just let them go run around in the world, and
and they would love it. By
And
the
they would
way.
love it,
Like,
and it'd
being
be-
able to
They can do
smash
everything, like,
everything.
it'd be
yeah.
a great experience. They'd love it, and you know that it's a safe experience for them to.
Yeah.
I hate to use the word again like 12 times. Experience. But yeah, like and I guess again you say the same thing with like Mario Kart, and from what I've seen of Lego Voyagers as well, it's a similar thing. Like the one that stands out for me is like I don't feel again just because I've not played it yet, so I don't know what some of the subject matter is like. But Split Fiction kind of stands out in like Matt shaking his head. Is that a no? It's fine, or no? It doesn't fit at all.
Oh, it's fine, but like I said, like it doesn't. I think It Takes Two is a much better family game,
Mhm.
both mechanically and story wise. Like, yeah, yeah. I don't think Split Fiction should be in this category really.
So Donkey Kong.
I'm fine with Donkey Kong.
Perfect.
Have any of you, the other you, Despawn, Matt, have either of you played Donkey Kong?
No, played Lego Voyagers. Crap.
Okay, I was just curious.
Matt being subjective. I love it.
Developers, that's a 20 to 7, 24-hour stream, Matt. There, yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
mean it like that.
Yeah.
He doesn't mean it like
I
that.
don't
And we
mean
know,
it.
I know we have
don't mean
devs
it.
listening to this show. Look, she doesn't mean it like that. I swear.
I don't mean it.
Um, best fighting game for the best
the crush.
game design, primarily around head-to-head combat. TKO, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, Fatal Fury City of Wolves, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and Virtual Fighter World Stage.
There's really only one actual choice in this category. Not Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Not Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Not Virtual Fighter, Revo World Stage, and it's not 2XKO.
Oh.
2XKO isn't fully out yet.
No,
so it being in this category goes back to what's the game called? The the Warner Brothers fighting game that was like Smash.
Oh,
that came out, was successful,
Multiverses.
and then it won the Game of the Year award,
Multiverses.
and then it sort of shit
Oh,
the
it's
bed,
okay.
and it's like, should that have won when it was like officially out? And I think 2XKO, I don't think it'll follow the same path, but it sort of leaves me in a similar spot with that. Of like, I just think it's too early for it to be put in this category. I think whenever the game is fully out, it 100% deserves. I think what's there on a technicality level deserves to be here. But as far as like, if you're going best fighting game, the only full-fledged fighting game that released this year was Fatal Fury City of Wolves. That's the game that I would vote for because it is the only thing that I think lives up to what this category is supposed to be for me.
Okay.
Well, no one is going to fight you against it, Crash. I'm
Well,
sure.
hold on a minute,
Oh,
Crash, because what if I said to you, I'm only voting for a game where a fighting game where I can play as Cristiano Ronaldo?
I mean, then it's
Then Fatal Fury is the only choice.
well, Fatal Fury is. It's
still the only choice. Okay.
Yeah.
Regardless of
All right,
reasons.
here we go.
Cool.
Here we
Cool.
go. Here we go. Best RPG for the best game design with rich player customization and progression, including massive multiplayer experience. We have got Avowed, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, The Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have done the
Let's-
podcast earlier than 6 o'clock.
No, this is fine. This is perfect.
I kept mentioning it. I wanted to say to any of the listeners, I mentioned the podcast several times, and when I mentioned it earlier, Fix was like, "We're doing a 24-hour stream. We
No,
have
hear me
so
out.
long to
Crash.
do it."
3 of us are doing fine. One of
That's
us
a
is
good-
struggling.
That's a
Fine.
good
I'll
one.
do better, guys. I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Okay, so
Yeah.
to not talk about Clair Obscur right away, right? Because that's
That's the winner. Yeah.
I'm going to talk about the. I've played Avowed, and I'm sure Despawn will probably have nicer things to say about Avowed than me. I'm
played
going to
Avowed.
talk about Monster Hunter Wilds a little bit. Bugs aside from Monster Hunter Wilds, I think as far as like RPGs go with character customization, multiplayer experiences, progression, and all that stuff, I think Monster Hunter is still one of the top tiers of a lot of those categories. I think the progression of hunting monsters, upgrading your armors, getting the gems to figure out the builds and figuring out the weapon combos and like progression in all those sorts of ways, it's very, very good. I think the story is there in a way that I'm not going to say I was about to say other Monster Hunter worlds, other Monster Hunter games haven't been. I haven't played other Monster Hunter games. Let me not say that. But I think the experience there is really, really cool. I think you have a really fun world to play in. I think most of the RPG things I want from an RPG, Monster Hunter Wilds does. This is, of course, excluding all the bugginess of the game, which is where a lot of my issues with the game stems from. And a lot of people's general, like, the reason this is very middling in its reception is because of how it was optimized and not super optimized super well. So I just wanted to give Monster Hunter Wilds the shout out it should get in lieu of its competition.
No. I mean,
Just
yeah,
wanna say,
huge shout out
we-
to Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yeah.
It's the best Monster Hunter game that's ever been released, right? On a technical level. Some would argue.
Yes, you
Well,
have
they're
arguments for
bringing, like,
other
they're
ones
bring-
on like
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the amount of enemies that they're bringing into it, like bringing all those classic enemies and like the
Yeah.
streamlining the multiplayer systems, and just making it like one of the best modern like monster experiences. like, fuck is it winning in this category though? I mean, like,
Yeah,
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and Claire Obscure on their own. And like I've said, like, there's a review for Avowed out there that I think I genuinely think Avowed's a great game. It definitely streamlines some of the elements that I want from an RPG.
Yeah.
Just for a purely like fun experience standpoint. But yeah, like it's. And again, unfortunately, I've just not had the both time and inclination to play Outer Worlds 2, which is wild to me because like Obsidian are like one of my new favorite studios. So I want to make the time to do it at some point. But I think my problem is because I've not played Outer Worlds 1 enough that I don't have that draw that like over. But that's the thing is like I don't have that draw to that universe. Like, and I know like they say that you don't have to play 1 to jump into 2. Like it's a different kind of like story, but like yeah, it's not like Grounded to Grounded 2 where I'm like I'm excited to jump into Grounded 2 because I'm so in love with Grounded 1. It's like Outer Worlds 2 just doesn't grab me as a game. And again, just to argue against what I know I'm gonna pick, you could argue that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 deserves to win this on a purely technical level.
Absolutely.
The amount of options in that game, the way that the world plays around you, and everything that is in that game on a purely technical level, it's astounding. But fuck me, is it boring to play to me?
Matt,
you're the
you were
only
bigger
one
on
who's played
Kingdom
it.
Come Deliverance, right?
Yeah, I could quite easily, I think, be persuaded that Kingdom Come should win this category. Because again of the description of the category for the best game designed with rich player character customization. That is not, I think, one of like Claire's strong suits. Like I think like
Disagree.
Baguette outfits.
I
How dare you?
very, but no, I mean like when I'm thinking player character customization, I'm not just thinking outfits and visuals. It's the builds you have with the characters and like the different I forget what they call them in
Pictos and Luminous.
the Pictos, like the different ways you can go with builds and the different weapons and how that affects. I think Claire is still very top notch in that as well, personally.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Sure. I think it's good. I think Kingdom Come's on like another level with it.
I haven't played
Like,
Kingdom Come, so that's.
I think like Kingdom Come, it's almost like Skyrim levels of like the way that you can like tackle situations and like spec into just being a charismatic chatty dude, or are you going to be like a dude who fights everything, or are you going to be a bit of both, or are you going to sneak your way into this place, or are you going to charm your way in or whatever. Like to me it feels like playing D&D often. Like the amount of options you have to customize your experience is insane. And then the detail that comes with that, right? And going like, I'm going to be a potion guy and I'm going to spend all my days making potions or blacksmithing or whatever. Just the world, the richness to that. Like I guess like where I'm coming from with Clay Obscure is like I don't feel like I'm customizing those characters from certainly from a story perspective. But it's also not the way I played the game. Like I found my lane in terms of mechanics in the game and very much stuck to them. Found my play style and very much just kept speccing into that and kind of tweaking that as opposed to really going off the rails and trying something different, which is on me. But yeah, like I think like from a rich, deep RPG perspective, I think I could quite happily be convinced that Kingdom Come should win this over Claire.
And that's okay, but you'd be wrong. Claire Obscure 100% wins this. For every reason that Matt just said that he didn't do in Claire Obscure, I absolutely did do. And I felt like I was building those characters. Like, there is so much that I got wrong in Claire Obscure at the start of it. I wasn't parrying, I wasn't dodging, I wasn't parrying. I didn't even realize how to get into some of the systems, which you could put an argument against the game because it doesn't explain itself very well with some of the way you allocate some of the points and things of that nature. But once you figure it out, you find out how good this system is and how well this game is. And I felt like I built those characters, which is why when certain things happen to those characters, you have such a huge for me, I had such a huge emotional reaction to when they happened, because I felt like I had put so much time and effort into crafting what these people were. And I get you on the story level. I will say that I never felt like I was crafting their story, but yeah, I do feel like
I
I played a huge role in who they became as characters of being the
I
powerhouses that they were.
do also just want to, you know, the description for this doesn't mention story whatsoever.
No,
Like, there's not a
Yeah.
mention of narrative or story or anything like that. Just to
Just to
throw
go
that
back
out
to
there.
Avowed as well, like Avowed just didn't do it for me. Like I tried, I played about 10 hours of Avowed, so I put enough time into it, and every time I just felt like there was just lacking substance the
Yeah, I
entire way
feel
through.
I feel like some of the stuff they did to streamline that game a bit and make it less I don't know how to word it. Just streamline it to make it like more approachable for people kind of takes away from the charm of something you'd want in this experience of like I want to build out my character in a bit more detail other than just like pick the skills that I want to do. I want to be leveling up my character and stuff like that. And I think that's more of a for me personally, that's more of the RPG experience I tend to prefer.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, I think my main takeaway from Avowed was like, I love the combat systems, but I never felt like they went far enough. It was
Yeah.
very.
No.
It felt like the kind of bear with me when I say this, but it feels like the Pokemon levels of like what like elements. So like that like grass is weak to fire, or this and
Yeah.
that is like I feel like you're building your Avowed characters around that. Is like I know that this character is weak to magic, so I'll just do a magic build and then I'll switch to one that is very good with a pistol and stuff like that. And it's like it felt like couldn't go into the granular levels of that too
Yeah.
much. It was very much broad strokes around that kind of stuff, which is not what I really wanted from an RPG. Whereas, like, I enjoyed being in that world, and like I said, I think I gave it an 8 at the time. It's like I enjoyed being in the world, but like there was something missing. It could do a little bit more. I think it could have gone a little bit further. Whereas, yeah, you got things, but then you got the other side of that with Kingdom Come, where it's like it's so granular about what like you have to put your helmet on a certain way. You have to have the little thing underneath it to be able to put the helmet on. It's like, and those kind of like,
Uh,
it's such an immersive simulation to the RPG world. Like, I think it went too far for me. Whereas then you've got things like Claire Obscure, where you got right down the middle of that, of like, well, yeah, you don't get like ridiculous character customizations, like building out like what they look like and what weapons they use to like a millionth degree. But like you said, Fix, like you can build out their abilities and attacks and like have certain characters play off each other. And whereas you
Yeah.
can also just go in and just like be like a hammer to a nail of like just hit everything as hard as possible, or you can build out your teams to work in certain ways, and it's like it gives you that balance of being able to do that and get what you want out of an RPG. But I also think like it's such an RPG built for classic RPG fans as well. Like for those
yeah.
the Final Fan, like when you think of an RPG, the first name that comes to my head is Final Fantasy. And this feels like a love letter to that era of like a classic
Yeah.
Final Fantasy. And I think that's why it just touches my heart so much. And I think, yeah, like there's no way anything was going to beat Claire Obscura as the best RPG this year for me.
Yeah, and even when you go into the whole Picto thing to touch on it just one more time, when you're looking at like the characters and the different weapons and stuff like that, most of the characters can fill out different roles for your teams depending on how you want to put them together. And that to me was like sort of like, well, if I'm pairing I'm getting character names. It's horrible right now. CL with Luna.
Mhm.
I think that's their names.
Yeah.
If I'm pairing them together, I'm gonna want them with a different build depending, as opposed to like if I'm pairing them with different characters. Like that all affected the way I was changing the loadout so much that I was like, I wish there was a loadout system in the game that I could easily switch out of it. I remember that
Yeah.
being one of the gripes I had with the game, where there wasn't sort of like that ease of function for that, because it is something that I feel like the game does very well on a general level of making me want to try out more stuff with characters.
Yeah, no, I get you, and I agree. I do agree. Claire Obscure then, because we got
Yeah.
a lot of Claire Obscure about to come up, so there's
Yeah.
gonna be. I think a lot of these categories are gonna get for everything we just said, but like,
Yeah.
best action/adventure for best action/adventure game combined in combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yotai, Hollow Knight, Silk Song, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and Split Fiction.
I've played 2 of these games, Indiana Jones and Ghost of Yotai. 3, because I've also played Hollow Knight actually. I'd give it to Ghost of Yotai, but I also don't have like a big horse in this race, personally.
I'd personally give it to Death Stranding, just because it's the one I've put the most hours in and felt the biggest connection to in this kind of like as an action adventure game. Like we've been quite vocal about like not really enjoying Indiana Jones, and I think that still stands. And by the end of my time with Hollow Knight, I grew to really dislike it. Yeah, I just don't think it was a very good experience. And yeah, the other 2 on this list I've not played. So Ghost of Yotai and Split Fiction.
Matt,
Think I'm leaning Ghost of Yote. I didn't finish Silk Song. Didn't get on with it really. Fell out with it a bit. And yeah, Split Fiction. I'm like, for the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. I think it's like really light on combat, obviously, and like not great at it. Well, not bad, I suppose, but like, yeah, I think I'm going Yotai.
Yotai it is, because I can't argue against you, because I haven't played enough of them, so don't worry.
You haven't played Yotai?
No, I've got it, but I've not played it yet. Best action game for the best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat. We have Battlefield 6, Doom: The Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Shinobi: Art of Vengeance. The issue I have here is I'm sure that Shinobi and Ninja Gaiden have amazing combat, but I haven't played them yet. And I plan on playing both of them. I have Ninja Gaiden downloaded, and I'll pick up Shinobi at some point. I have it in my my fantasy creator did very well. Doom's more Doom, and Hades. I was never a Hades guy, so wasn't for me. Battlefield is Battlefield. It's a great action game, but I know for a fact that Ninja Gaiden 4 is probably the most deserving game on this list for this, but I haven't played it, so I can't say it.
Yeah, so it's a weird one. So I've played a bit of Ninja Gaiden 4, obviously tons of Battlefield and Doom: The Dark Ages, but like, so it's a weird one. Like we know like of this list of games, like not just as an action game, but like of this list of games, the one I'm the biggest fan of out of all is Hades 2. But I don't see it as an action game. I know it is primarily like the combat and all that stuff, but like I feel like it's weird to say it, but like roguelite and action don't. I know that there's a massive crossover, but it's weird. I don't know. I just can't get my head around just thinking this is a pure action game, because I think it's the way that you like. There's a lot of extra stuff in that game that kind of like drags it away from just being an action game. But
yeah, but it does primarily.
Yeah, but like the
on
action
combat.
is like there's a very.
Maybe it's just the 6 a.m.ness of my brain right now, but it's
No,
like,
I
there's
get
something about it, it's just like,
I get the dissonance with putting it in the category, but I think
Yeah.
it's also hard to argue that it doesn't deserve to be in the
oh
category.
no, it's not that they don't deserve it. It's just like
Yeah.
it's the one that
You don't see it
goes-
as that.
It's the one that goes like
Yeah.
in the rest of these. It's like Doom. It's like you hit people with stuff and shoot guns. It's an action game. Battlefield, you shoot people with guns. It's an action game. Ninja Gaiden and Shinobi, you hit them with swords. It's an action game. That's pretty much like the base level of what's in that game. Hades 2 kind of like does a little bit. Maybe that's why I'm thinking. Maybe I'm just talking myself into voting for Hades 2.
Yeah, I would probably pick Hades 2 from this list, but I haven't played Ninja Gaiden 4, or Shinobi. Battlefield 6 to me is like, it's not that it's not an action game. I don't know if that's like the thing that it's really hard thinking, because looking at this list and thinking of Battlefield 6 as an action game, is a little weird to me, and not that it doesn't belong in it, and not that it isn't an action game. I just don't think when I think action, my mind necessarily goes to FPS per se. So it's hard to like put uh Battlefield 6 sort of similar to how Despawn was talking about, like Hades in that regard. I think I'm
Mhm.
very similar with Battlefield
Yeah.
6.
I think the problem is there's not really a best FPS game. So
Yeah.
it kind of this is the other category it fits in.
Yeah,
And
for
I feel
sure.
like if like you say we're lumping it in, maybe that's why everything feels a bit like you said, the dissonance of it all. It's like Battlefield doesn't quite feel like an action game. Hades 2 doesn't feel like an action game,
Yeah,
but it's because they are all primarily around, action combat and things like that. It's like whether just because they're not in the same like niche
Yeah.
genre, it's like I think this is one of those weird genres
It's-
where it's a bit too all encompassing, and it's just like
it's a very unique spread of games for a
Mhm,
genre.
mhm.
Yeah.
When you see other things, it's like when we just come off of the best RPG, it's like that's definitely an RPG, definitely an RPG, definitely an RPG. It's like, I mean, these are all action games, yeah, but like, is it?
No.
But like, if we're just on the
Yeah.
merits of the games themselves and not the genre, like the category it's in, like Hades 2 is like the game out of these that I've loved the most this year.
Yeah, but is it best action game?
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
It's
is
Battlefield 6 Netflix. It is Battlefield 6.
Well, I think so. Yeah, I think my issue is like focus on primarily on combat. There ain't no other game on there that's more focused on combat than Battlefield.
it? No.
I think these are Doom's incredibly focused. I think every single one of these games on this list are heavily focused on combat. I'd
I agree,
argue that you can
heavily
make an
focused,
argument
but-
Battlefield 6 is more focused on objectives than the combat.
My issue, I think, I have, Crash, is I've only played one game on this.
Yeah,
list,
that's
so I
fair. That's fair.
haven't
No,
won
that's
that
fair.
one.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think you can go with any of these games for me, and I wouldn't be mad at
What
them
one do you
winning
want?
the best action game. I give it to Hades 2, but I'm not like super impressed about giving it to Hades 2 either.
I want to give it
Matt?
to Hades 2.
I vote Battlefield. What is the best moment-to-moment action?
You're adding imaginary words to this category.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah, it just says primarily on combat. Like, I'm sorry, but fighting
Well, I
some
don't
of
think
those
the
end bosses in
description of this
Hades.
category is very good. So
Battlefield, okay, but also if we're going through all of Battlefield 6, let's also like, I love sitting down in that. I didn't play this. I was about to talk some shit about the single player that I didn't play.
Nothing wrong with the single player.
yeah, look, when I think of
There's nothing great about the single player.
like
You've not played it.
Yeah, I know. I just want to talk shit right now.
I gave it
Let
a
me just talk
7.
shit.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, he was fine with it. I finished half of it.
It's fine.
Just
I
want
don't
to talk
think
shit
there's
about the
anything wrong with it.
single player for me,
Okay,
please. Just talk
let's
shit
say
real
one
quick.
thing very clear. It's better than Call of Duty's campaign.
Wouldn't tell you I'm
Look,
not playing it.
There's a reason why Call of Duty isn't even in the best action category at all.
Yeah, probably because it was released after the
there ain't
cutoff,
no-
but also not great.
That's a good point. Why do you have to ruin, like, I want to just say something to say something. You gotta ruin
Okay,
it.
you say something. You say
You
go
gotta-
for it.
you
What were you
gotta-
saying?
No, you should correct me when I'm wrong.
Okay.
Battlefield it is. No one played
Okay.
any VR games, right?
No.
No
Oh,
one
yeah, I've
played
got a
any
VR
mobile
headset.
games.
Let's see. Did I play any of these? No.
No.
Have a look. Best mobile game for best playable mobile device.
Oh.
Destiny Rising, Persona 5, The Phantom X, Sonic Rumble, some game I don't know how to pronounce, and Wavering Waves.
Wuthering
Yeah.
Waves.
Fresh.
So go on.
I was gonna say it's weird that Wuthering Waves is on this list because it came out last year. And I don't
come
know
out
if
on mobile this
if
year.
best mobile. No, it released last year in general.
Okay.
And I don't know if released last year. Did it release early? I might be wrong about that. But never mind. I take that back. I have to look this up.
Also, the fourth game that you're looking at there is Uma Musume Pretty Derby. And that is 100% the winner
Yeah.
because it's a gacha where you race horse girls that are actually waifus.
This game
Right,
released
lock it in.
last year in 2024.
Ah, fuck it.
It-
It's out.
It released on
December?
PS5 and PC and Steam this year. but it released on mobile in 2024. So it's weird being in this category. So I wouldn't vote for it off of that. Destiny Rising is like a good game, but it's also like a whatever game. Persona 5 has atrocious gacha mechanics that are worse than the global version, which is the version that released, but the version they already had a Chinese and Japanese version previously, or is it a Korean version? So that it's weird again being in this category when there's already versions of the game out. Sonic Rumble I haven't played. I've heard nothing but great things around the launch of the name Despawn.
Uma Musume.
I don't know how it still is to date, but I heard nothing about good things. So I'm not opposed to voting for that.
I voted for Destiny because you spoke about it on the podcast a few times.
Fair enough. There we go.
Not mad at that either.
Perfect. Best indie game. For the best debut game created by an independent studio, Blueprints, Clever Obscure, Expedition 33,
Despolote.
Thank you, and Dispatch. I feel like Dispatch would be a big talking point on this podcast if I got around to playing it.
Yeah, me too. I'm in a similar boat.
Also,
yeah. Like, I get that it is a new studio. Yeah, I suppose that's fine. Like, it's all a lot of ex Telltale people in the same way Clay Obscure is a lot of ex UB, and I don't know.
They're an independent studio, mate.
Mm-hmm.
I know. The debut game. Debut is kind of what I have more of an issue.
There's a whole conversation we should have around what's considered an indie game in an indie studio.
My vote is for Blueprints.
If it there's a conversation for that, but it's impossible to vote against Clear Obscure. Like Blueprints, look, you have to be a very special puzzle game to get me to play you. Let me just say that. And I played hours upon hours upon hours of Blueprints. Had a fantastic time with it. What a wonderful gameplay loop. Mm-hmm. A game that makes you pull out a book again and write down notes and things of that nature. Like, it is amazing. But I can't vote for it over Clear Obscure. I can't.
Yeah. Very quick little sidebar. I think you and Haley would really like Despolote. I think you should play it together.
Old game's old though, man, bro. We're almost in 2026.
Well, I mean, it is up for game indie debut.
Yeah, it's already on the list though, and the list is out. So
it's
an
out,
old list now. That list has been out for a few days, for a little while, a few weeks.
Yeah, it's old, man.
Yeah,
yeah. So and I haven't played Dispatch, and that's almost old
need to play
already.
Dispatch.
So I need to get that.
So
that needs to be played by the end of the year.
Yeah,
I played the end of our 2025 year. Sorry.
Yeah. For the game of the year for the 2026. Yeah. So I've played 3 of these, obviously. Obviously, for those who don't know, this list had a 5th one on there, but it's been taken off because Megabank pulled out because it's not their first game. Dispatch, I've only done episodes 1 and 2, and while again, I don't want to judge it just on those 2, but I think it's a really cool story. I don't think it's a very good game. Like, there's not a lot of gameplay in there. Blueprints is like a phenomenal puzzle game. Like, to this day, like it still lives rent free in my head. But Clair Obscure, man, it just it just did everything right.
I have interest, Matt. Sorry. Is Blueprints higher on your list than Clair Obscure at the moment?
No.
So how is it then a better debut indie game? Cool, we're voting Clair Obscure. Good to know. Thank you. Appreciate your talk on this podcast. Thank you. Like, what can you say? Like, generally, what can you say?
I think I don't know. How do you argue it?
Matt, is it that whole conversation around it being ex Ubisoft thing? Is it that kind of like backburner playing in your mind of like, can you really class it as an indie game under studio?
No, you can class it as an indie debut game.
I'll make an argument for Matt as somebody who's not big. fan
Thanks, Crunch.
of Blueprints. Clair Obscur Expedition 33, while the better game from top to bottom, is less of a unique experience than what you get with Blueprints as a puzzle game, in the style of you going through it and cycling and finding different experiences. You're shaking your head and you're saying no.
I just disagree. I disagree because I think it comes from the eye of the beholder, right? Like, to me, I never played any of these. Clair Obscur takes all the best parts of all these best RPGs, right?
Yeah.
And that's what makes this game so special. But I never played any of those RPGs. So the issue I have is, to me, all of these special things that have been taken from this RPG, that RPG, that RPG, are not those things to me. They're Clair Obscur things. So it's to me, it's such a unique experience, like nothing I've ever experienced before, which is why it holds such a special place in my heart. Do you know what I mean?
It really sounds Fix at this moment in time. That's a you thing, my guy.
Yeah, and I think
Funny
along
enough,
those lines,
our podcast where I'm talking about my opinion, my guy.
yeah.
So
Claire's
again,
gonna
I
win
think that's
enough.
why I love it. Yeah,
Throw
I
somebody a
think-
bone.
Yeah, but that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
I know,
That's
I
such
know
a
it is.
bullshit
I know it is.
argument.
I
Yeah,
know
well,
it
you
is.
can
Claire's
just
gonna
give
win
him a
enough. So, fuck.
Yeah, I
then
don't-
stick
I
your
saw
fucking-
some-
stick your boot on their throat and give them the
I-
rest.
I just want to say, I saw some people complaining about like the game of the year nominees and then being in categories and being the default winners for those categories. I'm like, there's a whole weird conversation around that where it's like, not all of those are going to win the categories and they deserve the other categories they're in. And they should be up for those just because, not
Of
just
course they should.
in spite, they shouldn't not be up for those in spite of them being nominees for game of the year and stuff like that. I've seen a lot of like pushback on narratives of certain games winning categories. Most of that was for obviously Clair Obscur this year.
I think I just want on a final note on this because I'm sure we've got like 40 other categories to get through. But like,
We're gonna be getting through them way quicker than these ones, I tell you.
yeah.
You reckon?
I think with Clair Obscur, it's like it's where you say like it's such a unique experience for you. I think the reason I love it so much is because it's not, and I've said it earlier. It's like it's such a love letter to the games that I grew up loving, which I think it makes it. I think it still makes it special, but it makes it special in a different way. Whereas, like say, Blueprints is such a unique experience to me, which is I think what you're getting from Clair Obscur. Because it's such a.
Look,
It's
I'm not
such a
saying
new
Blueprints
experience.
isn't, right?
Yeah.
But the problem with Blueprints is you do get stuck on Blueprints and then get very frustrated if you're someone like me.
You don't think you do that in Claire?
I don't. I was going to say there's
didn't
people
do
who have
that. I
gotten
didn't do that. In Claire.
frustrated at
But
Clair Obscur as well.
I understand. I'm just talking about from my perspective.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I
my
got
argument
to
that-
points in. I didn't beat Blueprints, right? Like that wasn't something I beat.
Yeah. So my argument to that is it's just a small counter argument. Is I think that frustration is what makes Blueprints so special, because when you finally figure it out on your own, it's such a brilliant experience in your mind just popping off. It's like, I can't believe I just figured that out. Like, again, not going to spoil it, but let's say like you figure out what the paintings mean, and it's just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Sure.
just like, yeah, those kind of things is like I think what makes Blueprints so special.
I don't.
But
I think as far as like best indie games, I don't think the disparity between this is like mountains and hills. No. I would still personally, despite I made the argument for the argument's sake, I'd still give it to Clair Obscur. I just don't think the disparity between these two games is like that.
it's not so like obvious. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, but there is a right answer and a wrong answer.
It's Despelote. Everyone
I
knows
think
this.
like part of the problem is
Despelote,
like,
it's Dispatch, it's Megabonk.
It's
Megabonk.
Megabonk. Everyone knows it's
Can't be
Megabonk.
Megabonk.
Yeah.
Couldn't
No, let's
possibly
Mario
be Megabonk.
Kart.
let's just crack on.
But, yeah.
It is Clair Obscur.
All right, crack on.
No, please, Matt, finish your please.
Well, part of the reason that I have issue with that is because of the next category.
I think this is
best this is best debut for an indie game.
Yeah, so we're on best
Cool.
debut for an indie game. So we're
Best
voting
independent
Claire.
game.
Best
Sure.
independent game, which also has in its category Blueprints and Clair Obscur.
Of course it does.
Mhm.
For outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game outside the traditional publisher system.
This is this is kind of like a hit or miss, where like some years these two lists will be completely different. Because there'll be a whole bunch of independent games that deserve like some sort of recognition of like, hey, these are new people in the studio in the industry, which is like the purpose of that award. But I think this to me is just a signifier of how good Blueprints and Clair Obscur are more than anything else.
You don't think they should be able to be up for the same category?
No, I think they should, but then there should be a better definition for why the categories exist.
But it very clear definition of this is these studios' first game. This is the best of that type of game, of an independent game in general.
Yeah.
And while it is their first game, it's so good that it's up against these people who have veterans working on their game as well. I think it's a glow up for both of these games being on the list.
I mean, like, look at Team Cherry, right? They made one of the best games ever, and then they've made another one. Like, of course they're going to be. It's up for best independent game again, of course. But it can't be in the debut category. Like, any game from Sandful can never be in the debut category ever again. So,
Sure.
But,
yeah.
I don't know arguments about anything that you
I
guys
don't
are saying.
know. You can,
I mean,
get into the nuance of it forever, can't you?
Yeah.
I think this is more of an
I
argument
love the
about
way
how
this stuff is categorized here.
Category, like I think that's a
it's
what
Game
these
Awards
was about to
issue.
say. It's a it's a Game Awards issue that you can have a conversation about their whole methodology to a
Go
lot
have a
of
word
the
with
stuff
Jeff
they do.
on Twitter. I'm sure he'll be fine with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, like just because we know what won the last one, I think nothing else beats Clair Obscur again. Like, But while I've talked about it for weeks on end, how much I love Ball Pit and Hades too, it's like they're great experiences, but they did not touch me in the way that Claire did.
It's not even up for it, is it? Oh, it was.
Yeah, Bullocks Pit.
Nice. Best community support, recognizing the game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates / patches. Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky.
Final Fantasy 14 had a really bad expansion this year. I would take that out. Fortnite, well, it had a good year, which it does every year. I don't think this year is particularly anything special in terms of like community support.
I think it's interesting, like, because the next category after this. So for me, I my mind goes straight to No Man's Sky for it's the continuation of supporting that game, especially after the rocky start, right? And it's just going and going and going and going and going. And then the next category, if I'm not mistaken, is best ongoing game. So again, I think it's similar to the conversation we just had about like best indie and then blah blah blah. Like they're very similar categories, but they reward different things.
I view these as two different. Maybe this for me is much more community and like developer conversation with community is like best community support of like that parasitic relationship of like both sides. Whereas best ongoing game, I think is just like object or not objectively, but like just game focused and not necessarily like community and community.
So to me, it's No Man's Sky then
for community support.
For community and support,
yeah, I'll be around.
I think Baldur's Gate, Helldivers, or No Man's Sky.
Yeah. So my initial thought when just looking at this list was Baldur's Gate 3, knowing what they've been doing post-release patching, especially this year with, for me specifically, the Steam Deck optimized version that they didn't need to do. Like, it ran fine, but it's like they did a version for everyone for free. They didn't need to do that.
Run fine.
I mean, I played it for fun.
It didn't run fine. That's not true.
Maybe the OLED version's just better. Who knows? But yeah, no, I'm joking.
That literally defeats the object.
I know, I'm joking. But no, like, but that's the thing. This is what I'm saying. Like, they're releasing versions so that it plays better for more people, and it's like they're still doing that. They don't have to because it's for free. It's not costing them. They're not making money from it. apart from the people that
They
now buy it on
also-
Steam Deck and stuff. But yeah,
They also released a whole bunch of new subclasses. I think it's one new subclass
Mhm.
for every
Yeah.
class. They're very open in general with a lot of like their philosophies and ideas behind the game and like updates and stuff like that. I think Helldivers 2 is very similar in that where they have a very like clear line communication, and it's part of the reason why the hype for like the new events end up getting built the way that they do. And I think No Man's Sky falls into a similar category to that of ever since the first big hump they hit with the initial launch, since they've been like on an upward trajectory. They communicate with the player base very much so, and the community also is very supportive of the game.
Agree.
this is one of those weird ones where like a lot of the categories early on were very much like I don't have a shoe in this race because like I don't know any of these. Like I feel like every single the majority of these all have a equally worthwhile argument.
Oh,
for why.
absolutely.
Yeah, I think my argument here would be Fortnite. Like, it's got one of the biggest communities in the world. It's got, Lego mode. It's got Rock Band mode. It's got the Unreal Engine stuff and the creator mode and people uploading their own levels and worlds. And these things are massive. And from a scale point of view, like, it's just absurd. And people love it, and people are in it, and people.
I
are...
100% agree with you, Matt. Not for this category, but the next one. Everything you just said applies to best ongoing more than it does best community support. So literally what you've just said, apply that into the next category. I'm 100% agree with you, and I think I voted for it when I did it myself. Where like that's not them talking to the community per se, that's them keeping the game going.
Yeah.
But I would also argue that that's the same thing for No Man's Sky. It's like they're not really communicating with the audience. They're very much just like giving new updates. It's just updating the game and it's ongoing. That's not a community conversation.
I swear the devs are in like the subreddit all the time, like talking
sure
and
about
stuff.
I don't know. I'm like, I can't vote on what might be happening in a subreddit because I don't go in there and know. So
I'm pretty sure I've read that before, but I could be making shit up. All right, let's just vote on something.
I'd
My
personally
vote's
give
for
it to
Baldur's
Baldur's
Gate.
Gate.
Hey, no problem. And then, like I say, best ongoing. Like to me, is Fortnite.
That game just keeps
100%.
growing, Yeah.
I mean, for every reason that Matt just said, like
Yeah.
to bring in all the different IPs that it's brought in to pretty much create. They are so close to creating Ready Player One.
Yeah.
They are the only game out there that could. You're shaking your head. No, they are the only game out there, Crash, that could do it.
No.
No, they're not.
But do it and will do it are two different conversations.
Well, yeah, but I'm not saying they will do it.
Yeah,
But they are the only game that exists. They're the only game that exists today that if you were going to go, oh, what game could be like Ready Player One with its own ecosystem, its own currency, its own this, that, and the other, the only game that exists is Fortnite.
Sure. And a 1 to 100 odds, sure. And a 1 to a billion odds, sure.
Oh, no, I just think when I look at like Ready Player One, right? Like when I watched that film, because I've not read the book, I watched the film. It was very much we've got shooting, we've got racing, we've got this, we've got that, and like obviously seeing all of the creation stuff. And I know you're gonna go with probably Roblox or something like that, but I think of it more on like a AAA level. I think Fortnite does a better job than something like Roblox does.
My argument would also be that just interest in a lot of those side stuff dies down comparatively to the main thing, right? I think the reason people hang around to that as a whole isn't the whole entire system as a whole. It's Fortnite as a like center block. The reason they touch any of that is Fortnite. I think when you look at Ready Player One, at least for me, it's like the whole entire network works as a whole. For me, I don't see a situation in which the whole entire system matches or outpaces Fortnite as an individual thing. I think Fortnite will always be like the shining star or whatever you will about that.
Yeah, it's interesting because they're now letting like developers publish games in Fortnite.
Yeah.
That's their new. That's their new.
I think
so it's
that's like
that's where I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's getting
If-
there.
if that starts popping off, I think I'd be more inclined to agree with you. But until that starts happening, I don't just see, for me personally at least.
Fair enough. Do we agree on best ongoing game being Fortnite?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to that.
Okay.
At all.
I don't know how we got into this argument, but yeah.
Games for Impact for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Consume Me, the game Despawn's about to say.
Despalote.
Lost Record, Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight, and Wonderstop. For me, I've only played one of these games, which is South of Midnight, and it has such an important and touching story in a world in which we don't get much of, which is super important to me as well, which is why I loved it personally. I've heard great things about Wonderstop from Despawn. I know you love that game as well. So yeah, I think it's a toss-up pro between those two.
Yeah, I think it's just personal connection to each of these games. Like, I feel like I'm more inclined to Wonderstop. But again, it is a purely like, experience kind of level. Like, elephant in the room. Like, I think as a culture thing, you've got more of a connection probably to the South of Midnight story and the story.
Sure.
Yeah, that it tells. And I think I've just got more of a personal connection to the story that Wonderstop does. In so much, like, because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but the way that it handles grief, burnout, just emotional stress and things like that are things that I've gone through in the past, and the way that it touches on it in such an eloquent way really spoke to me more than anything else this year, I think, in that kind of field. So I think that's why that kind of like it's in this category. I think it's the one that I would go towards.
Am I the only one that beats South of Midnight?
No, I beat it.
Oh, you did beat it?
Yeah.
You didn't beat it, Matt, right?
Nope.
Did you play it outside the preview?
No, I didn't. Emma beat it.
Yeah, she got good taste, that's why. Great taste. I remember that argument. Do you remember that argument, Despawn?
What's that?
The levels? They remember the argument about the levels
Oh,
we
yeah.
had?
Yeah.
What levels? What argument? I don't remember this.
Nah, we're not getting into that again. You got any say in this, Crash?
Conversation. What was that? No, I don't have any say in this. The only game I played is South of Midnight, but I don't feel strongly enough. Yeah, I haven't played enough of the other games to like really like. I think South of Midnight, from what I played and what I experienced, definitely has an impact. Yeah, no say.
Well, we're 50-50 here. Despawn, what do you want to do?
Beans it.
I'll just pick South of Midnight and we'll keep it moving.
Okay, moving on.
I'm going to skip the best innovation category because I don't even really know what it was when I checked. Best performance. We have got Ben Starr in Clair Obscur for Expedition 33. Charlie Cox in Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Erika Ishii in Ghost of Tsushima. Jennifer English in Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Konatsu Kota, I hope I said that correctly, in Silent Hill, and Troy Baker in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I think my first, when I first saw this category, I instantly went to Charlie Cox.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah,
I did, yes. My initial was like Charlie Cox, yes. His performance in Clair Obscur for me was fantastic, and yeah, there's no other. Yeah, for me, him and Jennifer English are the two. I was gonna say, I was like, you two blew this game out of the water.
Jennifer English is the only competition for me in this, but I don't think I would have been as vested into the world or story had it not been for Charlie Cox. So it's hard to say that I wouldn't vote for him off of that.
Just so we're all fully aware, Charlie Cox is not winning this.
No, it's Jennifer English.
Not even that. Just there is no way it will be between Ben Starr and Jennifer English.
Yeah.
Like there is no way video game, like the people that actually get to say on this, not just the public vote, are gonna let, especially because we know how the industry works. Like everyone's friends with Ben Starr.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
No, Ben Starr's friends
like,
with everyone.
there is no
Yeah. Correct.
you know what? No, that's. I mean, I've seen him. He's a very
He's-
nice
he's
person. Like,
Wonderful human being.
but yeah, like, there's no way they let Charlie Cox win it, even if he's the better performer. And for me, he is the better performer in this game. But
See, I don't agree with.
there's no way. I'm sure.
I think out of the two, we're talking about those like Ben and Charlie. I think by the end of it, I think Ben did a better job.
I don't think
That's just
so.
me. But out of everyone, I think Jennifer did the best job.
Yeah, Jennifer did a
Yeah,
very good
I
I think
job.
Jennifer
Jennifer's
did a
work
good
as
job,
Mael is like one of the best like performances this year. for
And
me.
Alicia.
Mhm.
She plays Mael, Alicia, and Mirror Mael, Alicia. Like, yeah, I agree. I think Jen's the winner here.
I'm not mad
You
at
voting
that.
Jen?
Do it.
Do it.
I think it's a little bit harsh on Troy because, like, it's weird, right? Because it's like essentially an impersonation.
Yeah.
but it's
That's
very
my problem
good.
with that.
And Indiana Jones, coming out such late December, so it qualifies for the next year and stuff. Does hurt it for sure. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think the world's harsh on Troy because it's Troy Baker.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
think
yeah.
we expect a top performance from Troy at this point, which I think we'll get there with Ben as
But,
well soon. To be honest with you,
maybe.
But and I think we'll get to a point where it's like, oh, there's Ben.
I'm
Oh, there's
kind of
Ben,
there
like we
with-
did with Troy.
I'm kind of there with Ben on this. I don't
Yeah.
like. I think he was more. I think he was better in a lot of the other games that I've played with him in it. I think
He's
you
better
go
in
to
Final
Final Fantasy
Fantasy.
16. He's significantly
Absolutely.
better in that than this.
I think the difference
Yeah.
is like Troy, specifically with the Indiana Jones role, is like it's so not Troy. It's
Yeah.
Harrison Ford. Do you know what I mean? Like it's almost like a weirdly different thing.
Yeah.
Like it's
Oh,
not just
I think if he
Troy doing Joel again. But
from the
Adrian
little
Gruff or
so
whatever.
in my opinion, from the little bits that I've played, there's moments where he pops back into being Troy,
Really?
where you hear like the Troy pop through that are why
Mhm.
like I probably wouldn't vote for him. Like I think if he was able to like keep up that Harrison Ford throughout and I haven't played a lot of it, but if he was able to keep that Harrison Ford throughout all of it, I think I'd agree with you.
I think I'm not the
Mm.
biggest Indiana Jones guy in the world either, right? But like I was pretty blown away with how good
That's
it
the
was.
thing. I think he did a really, really good approximation of Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones. But yeah, I mean, doing a great impression of somebody is one thing, but like the category is listed here as like awarded to an individual for voice acting, motion, and/or performance capture. Someone who did all of that, and I think excelled at doing that. I think you'd have to give it to like the ones we've already mentioned, like Jen, Ben,
If-
Charlie.
Well,
Have
they didn't do performance capture.
No,
or
that's
motion
Charlie
true.
didn't.
capture.
it's and
Do
or
we,
none of
do
them
we
did.
know? Do we know if any of them did?
No, they didn't. It's the French team.
Okay, cool. That's because I think that's important because I know that like Charlie's the one being like, yeah, shout out to my guy,
Mhm.
but not everyone's doing that, by the way.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
let's make that perfectly clear. It's not everyone's sitting there going like, oh, I didn't do the motion. Like,
but
they're
I
just
also
like,
think
yeah,
that's a
give me the
difference
awards.
in not all their own right, but that's a difference between like a TV and movie actor. I feel like they're more willing to shout out like their stunt doubles and stuff like that,
I also
I
think,
think
it,
it's-
where there's like a more acknowledgement of it necessarily. I feel like you don't really see that too often in voice acting.
I think it's more of a case of the actual functionality of making this game. Like the reports are, he spent 4 hours at a booth.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah,
So he's like, do I deserve all this? I did 4 hours of work when it's like someone spent weeks doing motion capture.
one question on this category. We don't have
Go.
to stick on to too long. Have you guys played Silent Hill F and is
I
Konatsu
haven't
Kato?
started it.
Okay.
It's meant to be really good. She's meant to be amazing in it.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of
I haven't
gameplay
had a
stuff, but no.
chance.
Not
Okay.
experienced it myself.
Best audio. Recognizing the best audio, in-game audio, and sound design. This is not score.
No.
Battlefield 6, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotai, Silent Hill F. I will say, I don't know which game I would take out, but I do believe that Art Creators has been snubbed here.
I was going to say, where is that Creators on this list?
What specifically for its
Just sound
voice
design.
acting?
No.
No.
What?
It's sound
design.
No,
Sure.
no, it's voice acting, no.
I'm going to tell you what I would take off of this list. And I think it's going to be super controversial. And I think you guys are going to disagree with me. I would probably take off.
You cut out.
Because I think if you go to
Carson.
best audio design and you look at everything Clair Obscur up for, I think this is one of the weaker things. This doesn't count soundtrack, right?
Yeah.
No, this isn't
No.
score, and
Audio and sound design.
I do agree with you.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. I don't think it's bad by any stretch of the imagination. And obviously, audio is something that is so underappreciated in video games, like by most people. But its score and its music is amazing. I wouldn't say its world sounds are what blew me away.
I mean, I wouldn't consider world sounds as being the be all and end all. I think like you've got battle sounds and stuff like that as well.
Sure.
That also includes that. I think they do a fantastic job in that field. I can hear the sound of a battle starting and your attacks and dodges and parries, and the fact that like a lot of people, and I'm sure we've all agreed to it as well, it's like battling in Clair Obscur is more about the sound cues than
That's very true.
actual like visual cues.
That is very, very, very true, D-Spawn.
I don't disagree, but I think a lot of that also ties into how good the soundtrack is. Because a lot of that is queued up to the soundtrack. You can make an argument that's best audio design.
Well, that'd be
But
sound
I guess for
design.
me-
That'd still be design.
Yeah, I
Right.
guess. Yeah,
You're
I
not
guess
just
you
talking
wouldn't
about
be
the
wrong.
song playing in the background. You're talking about how that song is
Yeah, it's how when you
integrated
like
into the
certain
world.
boss movements are tied directly
Uh-huh.
to like certain notes, and it's like if you're pairing it correct, it'll like the sound of the soundtrack in the background will sound like perfect.
That's the design. That's not someone
yeah.
writing the soundtrack. That's how the design of
No,
that.
you're right.
audio.
You won me over,
Yeah.
D-Spawn. You've 100% won me over.
Let's freaking go! Did it, gang?
You have,
you have.
I would have voted
So I think
Battlefield.
that's just that's a
maybe not.
frag. I think it's Battlefield.
Battlefield.
Yeah, I'm with Battlefield also.
Clair
Yes.
Obscur.
That was what my vote was.
Yeah, it's Clair Obscur.
No, I think there's so much forgettable sound and audio design in Clair Obscur. Like you're focusing on such a small niche to
No, I'm not.
the
Because I'm also
game at
thinking of
large.
I'm also thinking of walking around when you're in that underwater level and like the sound design of like you can hear the like it feels like you're underwater because of the sound design of what's going on around you. And as you're seeing things flying above you and like you can hear them and like the echolocation elements of like a whale flying across. And it's like that sound design is what builds that world up. And it's like because it's not like so obvious of like, you know, like let's use Battlefield example, like the guns sounding great and like the explosions have been like directional audio and all this, but it's like the way that it's so subtle in Clair Obscur for me is like it builds out the world without you really noticing it. Like you would notice it if it wasn't done properly.
I think the visual design builds out that world. In the
I
way
think
that
it
you're
works in
talking.
tandem. I think it all works in tandem, and I think if they slacked on the audio levels, you would notice it. Whereas I feel like because it's so well ingrained in the game, is why it works so well. It doesn't have to hit you over the
Agree
head.
to
It's just
disagree.
it's subtle. It's subtle enough for it to just work so well. And I think that's what makes it special.
The best audio design doesn't go to subtlety. It's the thing that hits you in the face with how good it is.
Not necessarily. I disagree with you. I disagree with that. I don't think it's what hits you in the face. I think that's what most people would think of. But I do think the subtleties in sound are super important. I think it's what brings the entire world together for me.
And there's a lot of moments where I don't care about this. I agree.
Yeah, but
Battlefield.
you also don't care about nothing. So anyway, moving on. This one I think we will all agree on, which is nice. Best score. Best for outstanding music, inclusive of song, original song, and or licensed soundtrack. I think it's the song we all think of. I don't know how to actually say it, but it's the Clair Obscure.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
so
for
The
sure.
attack-
What's
it's
it
not
actually
just the song,
called?
it's,
Play obscure.
yeah, main theme. Yeah.
oh,
I
is
mean,
that what
there's
it's called?
a song
Yeah.
for every character. There's a song for
Lorian
every location, and-
Bestard
He,
is
yeah,
the
Lorian's
specific one included in this.
No, he's the
Next.
composer.
Oh, he's the producer. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
these are the composers. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Ignore me.
Next
Ignore-
up,
ignore
best
me completely.
art direction for outstanding
Excellent.
creative and or technical achievement in artist design and animation.
Clap.
Uh,
It's clap. Moving on. Clap.
Yeah,
No,
this
it's-
is an easy
it's
run
one
away
of the
for
most beautiful
Claire.
games of the world.
Well,
Come on.
The only one that stands a
best-
chance here is Death Stranding. And like, I think like Death Stranding
Yeah.
might be the most photorealistic game.
You wanna know what's crazy about photorealistic with art direction? I see that every day when I was crazy. It's Clair Obscure.
No, what a fantastic argument, Crash. Well done. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely clear.
Artistic design.
best
Just
narra-
the menu system. Jeez, come on. Yeah, sorry, moving on.
best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Clair Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotai, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Silent Hill F.
Matt, convince me that it's Kingdom Come Deliverance.
No, because it isn't.
cool.
It's
It's
Clair
Clair
Obscure.
Cool. I gave it a shot.
He tried.
I was,
He tried.
I was ready to have an open mind.
I would say
Uh,
the prologue of Clair Obscure is some of the best narrative video game ever.
Yeah, the hook in that is,
agreed.
It's
yeah,
so good.
I agree.
Yeah,
Agreed.
if you get to chapter 1 and don't think it's one of the greatest stories in video games, like, what the fuck? Check your pulse.
Don't know about that, but yeah, it's very good. It's very good. Resident Evil 2 has a great opening, just so everyone's aware. Like it's
Oh, that's great too,
really good.
yeah.
It's very good, you know. Anyway, best game direction awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in a game and design. Clair Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the beach, Ghost of Yotai, Hades 2, Split Fiction.
I want to do something really quick and cut
Go.
out every single sequel from this because I think that's an absurd thing for best game
Oh,
direction to
interesting.
include sequels.
Why?
I don't agree.
Because you build up
I
on what's
disagree as
already
well.
there from the past.
I don't
So,
know. I think you still innovate.
I think
in
when
that
you're going for
field.
like, yeah, but when I'm looking at this category, I'm like best game direction. I'm like, what is the most unique? And they specifically say innovative here. And I don't think if you're going from Hades 1 to Hades 2, there's enough of a distinction other than a change in color palette.
No, I don't agree with that. I think there's a lot more in that game, but again, still, like I don't think it deserves
Okay.
for winning this award, but I don't want to belittle what changes they've made in that game and the direction.
Death Stranding 2
That's
is
fair.
a big direction change, and it's a
To be fair,
sequel
I
as
haven't-
well.
Yeah.
I haven't played Death Stranding 2, so
I have.
take that one. Grain of salt.
So Death Stranding 2 is
What
a
I've
weird
played
one.
of
Yeah, go on.
from what I've played of Hades 2 and Ghost of Yotai, I don't feel like there's a big enough. You know what? I'm gonna take back everything I said. I'm gonna take it back completely.
Okay.
I'm wrong about this. I am
Mhm.
fully and completely
Smart.
wrong.
Respect it.
And you
Good
know,
to admit
and you
these
know what,
things.
Crush?
Yeah.
It's okay to be wrong.
Yeah. Sometimes you're wrong, you know?
I could
It's okay to
definitely,
be wrong.
I could definitely see this going to Death Stranding 2.
Oh,
and
I
go into
yeah, I
Kojima.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
agree.
think this will be one of the more contested ones of like just on the outstanding creative vision. I think like I don't think you can argue anyone in the world of video games has got a singular creative vision more unique than
Just got to
Kojima.
throw that man a bone.
Yeah.
Get
But,
him on
like,
stage. Get him to
I
show
mean,
off.
he'll be sat in the
OD.
audience like what clapping for Clair Obscure when it
He'll be
wins.
showing
but-
off. He'll be showing off one of the 5-10 games.
Yeah, it'll be the next
Yeah.
chapter of OD, whatever. But yeah, no, this one, like,
yeah.
this for me is still,
PG.
yeah, it's quite contested between Death Stranding and Clair Obscure, but I feel like, yeah, I hate to be the one that's just like, oh, it's Claire, move on, Claire, move on. It is Claire, I think.
No, it is Claire. Like I don't think there's a other. I don't. Let's get through the rest of this and then we're done.
Yeah.
I got
Um,
one more.
and then yeah, last but not least, game of the year, which is either Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And as much as I hate to say it, and it might be boring for everyone listening, the answer is Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Yep.
And it's not even close.
Yeah, I think again, it's going into that earlier argument of like why this game touched us, and I think it's that conversation that is what makes this game so special. Is because it touches us in different ways, but it does it in such a beautiful and unique way in each instance. Like for you, Fix, it's like it's such a new experience that you've not had before, but you could still cling to and enjoy all the way through. For me, it's such a tried and tested RPG. It takes all those elements that I loved growing up, but it does it in such a concise and beautiful way that I just fell in love with this game. And it like, I was watching an interview from the Game Awards, and I think Ben Starr mentioned that it's like this game has become people's like entire persona because it touches people so deeply, and I think it's all made up of like the story, the elements that go into like I said, the sound design, graphics, the characters in it. It's like there's something in here that someone can cling to, and they do it so masterfully. I don't think like anything feels like it's lacking in any way.
I think the biggest thing for me is it's so unapologetically itself.
Yeah.
From start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is, to me, there's no corners that are cut. There's no. It feels like a very complete experience from start to finish as well. And like I say, it doesn't feel like there's any. I'm not saying obviously we know what the studio's like at this point and they're trying to stay small and things like that, but it feels like that as well, right? Like it doesn't feel like there's a corporate overlord being like, hey, hey, like that at all throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
Which I think is a special thing to happen as well. Like as games get larger and larger and take more time, like and the amount of money they cost to make, obviously gaming has changed where a game like Clair Obscur exists and it hasn't. It's back to its roots of like just making a very special vision. They had a plan, they stuck to the plan, the game came out, enjoy.
Yeah. I think it's that they had such a singular vision, and like it was created as a love letter to like this not this franchise, but this genre. And like you said, it totally feels like a studio is making a passion project rather than a tick box for shareholders, which is what some games can feel like. And I think you can feel the love in everything that's in this game. And yeah, I'm so impressed by this as an experience. Like it's a game I'm going to be thinking about for years. The fact that we now know we're getting DLC to this game as well, it's just like, I can't wait to see what this studio does next. It's become like instant new favorite studio.
Not quite.
I mean, it's not. Yeah, all right. It's not Capcom. Come on. Capcom don't miss.
What Capcom are we talking about? Which Capcom are we talking about here? Let's
Resident Evil 5 Capcom, obviously.
Capcom talk.
The best Resident Evil game other than Resident Evil 0 with my guy Billy. Shout out to Billy. Big B dog.
Have you seen that they're teasing in Requiem? Like, expect some characters from the past.
Here's what I'm saying. If this whole time you guys are thinking that Leon's the second playable character and it pops out that it's Billy, I'm gonna let you know I'm gonna pop off bigger than Fix has ever popped off in a Resident Evil for Resident Evil anything.
Crash, calm yourself down. It's definitely Leon. But the fact that we've got Grace, could you imagine Billy does show up?
I'd lose it. I'd take a moment and be like, I wouldn't notice it. I wouldn't know it's Billy until someone says Billy. Let me tell you that. They have to specifically say his name. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't notice.
Lieutenant Cohen?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, no. Until they say Billy, I got no clue. I'm blind.
Boys, thank you very much for doing the podcast this week at 6 o'clock in the morning. We are now at 7:59, 10
Basically
to
8
8.
o'clock. Yeah.
Almost 8 o'clock. There's plug, and get yourself out of here. Matt, you've had so much energy this podcast. What you got to plug, my friend?
Just go watch the 24-hour stream. It's been a belter. It's been really nice. I've enjoyed it.
Have you?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Are we fighting again, Fix? Are we falling out?
Fix, why are you being so all day today? Fix has just been so mean to Matt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Why?
sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. Crash, what you got to plug this week?
We did the awards. We went over the awards today for this, but we also have our own MXAM awards. If you want to go into the My Xbox and Me Discord, the MXAM Discord. Let me not say My Xbox and Me Discord. The MXAM Discord. If you guys are in there, there's a whole section in the things with lists of categories. You can put in your own category list. It's probably too late to do that. Although if you get it relatively soon, maybe we can throw in another category or two up there. So you guys can nominate whatever games you guys think are deserving of being in the conversation right now. Still, it's not. We haven't narrowed it down to these are the games that are up there. But if you guys could go and do that, it would be great just to see a little bit more names and people interacting with that.
I'll say it for you, Crash. If you guys don't interact with this, we're not doing it again next year, and you've let Crash down. Crash has put a lot of hard work into this, and people are not showing the appreciation that needs to happen. And when Crash feels underappreciated, you know what he does?
Get sassy.
He leaves. I'm just Sam. It's okay, Crash.
My last podcast, guys. I'll talk to you
No,
guys
it's
never.
not. I told you, you have to do it till the end of the year. Stop lying. It's until the end of the year, then we'll discuss it, okay? Then we'll discuss it. D-Spawn, we got to plug this week.
Nothing really. Podcast reviews. Let's get some.
My fellow Americans. Where they at, Crash?
Hate you.
We have
they're
not.
busy.
We have not had a review.
No grandmothers. All the grandmothers out there
Downstairs.
running around.
The person who said USA number one. Since USA number one, we have not had another review, which is starting to make me think USA, in fact, not number one.
Wow.
Amongst other things, but that is part of the reason that I'm thinking USA not number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, until next time, make sure you go check out the MXAM podcast everywhere. I will love you. Leave it. See you later. Goodbye.